Yeah. When it was like so unmotivating to go to these things. And if it was like, if you miss it, it's like, it is what it is. But now it's like with the Roots show, which, did you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She went for the first time this year. Did you get that going again?
Yeah, it couldn't make it last year. And obviously couldn't make it this year. Like, huge FOMO of that. McNorth Youth Unity. Like, couldn't make it this year. Even the Low show, like, that even looks awesome there. Like, I just want to make it out to these things. Next year, it's going to be a big year for me.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big year for me. Literally.
A lot of lonely weekends next year.
Literally doesn't care at all. Yeah. No. The best part is that, like, it's all, like, during the summer. So she's like, yeah, I'm going to the beach.
Yeah, I just go to the beach.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to the beach. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to go stand in a parking lot for 12 hours. Yeah. Sick. I'm going to have
I love that.
a nice farmer's tan going, you know?
Oh yeah, every time he comes back and he's like cherry red, and I'm like, dude, where's your sunscreen?
They never bring sunscreen.
No, never.
Or a hat.
Always a black shirt, never a sun.
Always a black shirt.
Yep.
Never a hat.
Yep, no hat, full sun.
Yeah,
I missed it with the thing because the buggy I had the sunscreen clipped to the roof rack.
Yeah,
Joe Booth got me like 40 Volkswagen sunscreen things with like carabiners.
Yeah,
and we clipped them all to the roof rack, and we just open it up, take a little bit out, good to go.
Yeah.
I did get my Mark II Mayday like big sun hat, which I do use quite a bit. But like at Unity, it was like, 68 out when not even, it was like 60 out when I left the house. I actually wore pants and changed into shorts behind the Mark II Mayday booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, do you need something? And I'm like, no, I'm just going to change behind your booth because I don't, I'm trying to not be a red dot on the sexual predators.
So there's no indecent exposure in Western Mass. Let's be real.
I'm trying to not make sure this show never happens again.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and then they were like, "Oh, the sexual predators map," and I was like, "Yeah, like if you ever want to find a Scirocco, just pull that up and look on the map, and everywhere where there's a red dot, there's a Scirocco probably."
That's funny. Yeah. That's funny.
Also a useful tool.
Yeah, can't wait to be able to get to that. Definitely a bummer. Excited to hear that like everyone's take on it was the same.
Yeah, it was.
Like there was no one being
time.
like, like everyone I talked to was like, you fucked up. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, I know.
I get it.
You guys had a very busy year.
Yeah, it was chaos.
I know. I was going to say, you're really pushing this. So bummed I couldn't go. Agenda right now.
Where were we? Oh, we did King Richard's Fair instead with the family.
Ah, yes.
And it was originally planned for Saturday. It rained like a crazy person on Saturday.
Was awful weather.
Awful weather. Yeah.
All the air cooled.
They all drove up in the rain on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. How was King Richard's Fair?
We'll have the Beetle ready for that show next year.
I mean, get on it, lady. Let's start ordering some metal.
King Richard's Fair rocks. In my opinion, we do it the best way. We show up. We're there for like 3.5 hours. Max.
You don't need more than that.
Don't need more than that.
Definitely not.
Like even like 3 hours would be perfect. Like get my turkey leg, walk around, rent a costume, wear the costume, get back the costume.
You rent a costume?
Just there.
Yeah.
Well, I heard something about renting it, but I wasn't sure that you rented. I didn't know you rented it there.
Yeah, Seems Like a Dream is the name of the place.
Yep.
It's
you were
right.
Sir Nigel this year.
I was Sir Nigel this year. I was an alchemist last year. And it's like
you can rent them. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like
it's
right
not
near
cheap.
the entrance.
But it's sick. And you go in, and I'm just like, I want to rent a costume. Last year I was the alchemist. This year I want to be something different. Whatever. And she's like looking around. She's like,
I got you.
This is good. Whatever.
Yep.
So I had like the the Jerry Seinfeld like pirate shirt with like a suede like vest thing on over it and like these big pants. It was cool. It's fun. Also, like if you're there not in a costume, you look like a freak. Like if you're walking around King Richard's Fair in street clothes, you look like a lunatic.
Yeah, you're the weird one if you're not in a costume.
I will say that.
Yeah, that's what we did. We had a guest on
last year.
So this was the first year they didn't do it, but every year there's the guy who does the knife throwing and the fire breathing, and we had them on the show. It's a couple, and he throws. This is his saying. He throws knives around his wife.
Not at her.
Not at his wife.
Okay. That's for legal reasons later on down the road.
Yeah, he throws knives around his wife.
Yeah.
And he breathes fire.
That's a crazy amount of trust.
Yeah, shouts to them.
It is his third wife, I believe. No.
Yeah. But yeah, it rocks. It's cool. I don't need there's people who like I see who go like multiple times throughout the season. That's insane.
We went last year. I don't think I need to go for 5 or 6 years now.
I gotta go every year. I gotta get my turkey leg.
Yeah.
That's a ton of fun. I mean, we go with the nieces and nephews, which just adds to it.
Yeah, the kids love it, I'm sure.
Also, it's just fun to like go as an adult and like dress up.
Yeah.
And like walk around.
Goofball. Yeah.
Yeah. Just be a goofball for a few hours. It's cool. Plus, it's like under an hour away. I mean, it ain't cheap.
It's right in our backyard.
No, I was gonna say you go multiple times a year. You need a second
how much
job.
was it to rent the
That is-
costume?
$75.
All right.
It went up a lot. The year before was 45.
Yeah.
So I go
But
in
you
there.
gotta buy $80 worth of tickets, and then it costs 70 tickets, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, also, I mean, if anyone hears this and you're going to go, they take credit cards now. Do not buy the King's Dollar. Don't do it. They take credit cards now.
Oh,
They
really?
don't tell anyone. They take them now. They have all the little fucking tap machines.
Oh, I didn't
on the
know
thing.
that.
That is
That's
so
good to
much
know.
Better. Yeah,
So-
we had to buy all the tickets.
Yeah, let's just say I drank a lot of beers to
Yeah.
And
I
it's
drink a lot of
stupid
Diet Cokes.
amount each
Yeah.
one. We left with like random tickets because
Yeah.
they only took.
Yeah.
a
They
certain
sell them in
amount.
quantities of 10, and everything is 9 tickets.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Also,
they-
they only let you use the King's Dollar for food.
Yeah,
You can't
food and
buy
bev.
anything else with
Yeah.
Rides.
Like rides, you can't do it.
So all the kids want to go on rides. No, you need real cash for that. Or you want to buy like whatever junk in there.
Yeah.
It's like you need real cash for that. But
It's
it's
like the shoulder dragons.
Yeah.
It's not a shoulder dragon.
Jess has one of those.
Yep.
you can apparently I didn't see it, but apparently you can like put your hand in like a thing of wax and then they like fill it and they turn it into like a candle or something.
Yeah.
Like your hand in like
I
a
saw
candle.
those.
Oh, like 5 wicks or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the crazy weaponry you can purchase.
We walked into
Yeah,
a
that's a little insane.
we
Yeah,
walk
that
into a
was
sword
crazy.
shop. A sword shop.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking around, I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, it'd be funny to buy one of these. And I like pick up the first one, it's $850.
You're crazy.
They already, and the thing is,
You know how nice
there's
that's
people
gonna look?
checking out with them.
You know how nice that's going to look on the wall of his mom's basement?
Yeah.
Where he doesn't pay rent.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'd be cool to pick up like a little thing. Even the little dagger was like $150. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, these people
God.
are out of their mind. Let's leave.
We have some friends, people who've been on the show before.
Knife maker.
As Adam that came on to talk about the crypto stuff. He goes and he's like decked out in a leather outfit, and he has like a special horn mug
Yeah.
to drink his mead from. It's
Oh, what do they
fucking
call it?
crazy.
They call it the Hornucopia.
Yeah.
They sell them there. They sell them
It
there.
is crazy when you see like in the parking lot the people who come in their own
Oh, yeah.
gear.
Oh, yeah.
I saw some girl in a full leather corset, and I was like, that was expensive.
Yeah.
She put money into that full
And
leather
it took
corset.
3 people to tie her into that thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do you think they go to multiple fairs a year, though?
I think so.
I
I'm
think they
sure,
go
I'm
at least
sure.
to that one more than
I think
once.
so.
Yeah.
It'd be a tough investment for a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, they have season passes to that probably.
Probably.
But even if you go to it 3
I
times,
mean,
like
what's this? I mean, how long's the fucking season?
Mark was there for an hour, and he never needs to see it
Is
again.
that how long I was there for?
Yeah, we were
It
there
is.
for about
An
an
hour?
hour.
It's like 2.5
well, no,
months
you were
long.
there for 3 hours, but you were
I
done
think-
after an
yeah,
hour.
I think it's
I
like
think
2 months or
it's-
something.
It's like September, October, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I brought the kids last year. Emma dressed up as a pirate.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
people love it.
We walked
I mean,
around.
I think that's great.
They did not mention going back
just-
this year, I can
it's
tell you
just
that.
not for me.
I think I understand it and I have fun as a like an irony thing.
Yeah.
But like the people who are into it and who like talk in it and
You,
like
you rented a costume.
Yeah.
You're into it.
I'm into the renting a costume. I think it's fun.
He's
But,
tier
like-
2. He's tier
Yeah,
2
yeah,
into
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Because I went the first year. Probably how long did we walk around the first year before we rent the costumes?
Like an hour.
Like an hour. And finally I was like, I look insane. Like I look
Yeah, you're
insane
out of
with like
place.
jeans and a
Are you
sweatshirt.
both into it?
Yeah, she's got a crown.
I bought a crown.
She's got a crown.
Love it.
You know.
And
Bought
I-
a crown.
Yeah,
wore a crown.
and I wore a dress, so I was a princess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a costume; it was a dress that I.
You look
owned.
forward to going every year?
Oh, we have fun because we go with like a big group
All right.
Yeah.
with kids, so like it's
Yeah.
like a fun thing.
Yeah.
A year later, I'm still trying to wrap my head around things. That's why
I'm already
like,
thinking like, what costume am I gonna rent next year?
This is fucking unbelievable.
Also,
Mark,
to be
you would
fair,
look good in a king's robe and a crown. I'm just going to say.
with
Yeah.
the costume rental. Like you had that outfit on before she told you the price.
Oh, hold on. Yes.
So like, Baby Sir Nigel was
That's
more
awesome.
expensive than.
So that's the
last year's
thing. Last
costume.
year, but the Alchemist was
Just
40,
to clear the air.
$45.
Here's the thing. What I'm thinking though, you could probably build the costume of your dreams
Yeah.
for half the price of
Yeah.
the rental,
If I thought
and you could
about
have
it,
all
But then you
year
own
to
it,
set it
and
up.
I feel
If
like
I
that's
thought
a
about
different
it-
tier.
That will make him
That's
feel
different.
weird if he owns it,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah.
any longer than the day before we go, I could.
Yeah.
But like last year, it was $45 for the Alchemist. So obviously, I thought every costume cost $45. It doesn't. So you go in, I
would've
like
said the
picture what I want. She's like, gets me all dressed. Literally, I got my clothes off. I got these clothes on. I'm ready to go. I'm fishing
Yeah,
through
like
these.
you can't bail.
I'm fishing.
Yeah, you're paying it. She got you.
I'm fishing through these baggy pants for my wallet, and she's like, yeah, all right, so what's this cost? Oh, Sir Nigel. Sir Nigel's $75. And I was like, you're damn right it is. Like, fucking go.
And That's how selling was.
Could I
in
be
the Middle
Mr.
East.
Nigel for
Absolutely.
50?
You just dress
She
everybody
made
out.
that price up on the spot.
Yeah.
She looked
Yeah.
into it and
Oh
she
my
was like,
God.
nah, it's 75.
Yeah, but
Should have haggled.
yeah.
Well, if
ton
you
of
didn't
fun.
dress up, it probably would have been 45.
Yeah, and you
They
know,
actually got you? I
all
love
right.
it.
So here's the thing: Chuck ordered
A robe,
a
right?
robe or a cape. What was it? A cloak.
Yeah.
$100. Right? He owns it though. He owns the
it
cloak.
now.
He's got a cloak every year now.
He's in a
Every
cloak.
year it
He also
goes
came with
cheaper
like
exponentially.
What's that?
He goes every year, too?
We've both been twice.
Oh, you talk like you've been doing it for a few years.
No. I
first
went
time
last year,
year.
and then I
all
went
right,
this year.
So, all right.
So he's paid $100. I was like, I'm gonna buy a cloak. She's like, over my dead body, are you gonna buy a cloak?
We're in Italy on our honeymoon. And he's like,
I need to buy a
I need to
cloak.
buy a cloak right now. And I was like, absolutely not. You
Yeah.
don't.
That's 3 bottles.
Is
of
it-
But we
wine.
need to ship
Is
here
it
so
you
I can see
don't
what
want to
fits.
be with him when he gets out of the car in the cloak?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
the thing
there's
is, the
definitely
cloak was
a layer to
$100. I just spent $75 and had to give it back.
There's a difference when the cloak is owned.
I think
versus
she's
rented.
more into you giving it back than you owning
Yes.
it.
She'd rather spend
Based on what I'm hearing.
$75 so she doesn't look at it for 363 days a year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cannot
King Richard's
bring
Fair
the
rocked.
cloak into the bedroom.
Yeah. King Richard's Fair rocked. Everyone should go check it out.
We'll
I
go
got
back someday.
a discount code if you want. I can send it to you.
The jousting was pretty
Send
cool.
to who?
Actually.
Yeah.
Oh, somehow
Whoever wants
we've
to go.
never watched the jousting.
You want?
No, the jousting was cool.
We've been
I
twice.
went.
I've
I'm
never
done.
seen
I'm
the
good.
jousting.
It's pretty
I'm good.
cool.
My cousin
I've
goes every
heard-
year.
I've seen
Does
it
he
from
want it?
afar.
He would
And they
probably
don't
take
actually
it.
sell
Discount
each
code,
other.
I got one.
No
All
one
right.
gets hurt and dies.
That's good.
Yeah.
But it's cool. The horses are pretty.
Yeah,
Saw the
I.
horses.
Magic
We met
show
the
was
king.
good.
We met the king. We got a photo with the king.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. We got a photo with the king. He was super cool.
Is it the same king every year?
It's same king
Yeah,
every year.
same
He's
thing
on the
every year.
billboard.
Until.
Yeah.
Does it overthrow? Yeah.
I don't know. It was the same fire breather every year for the last decade too until this year. So
Yeah. So, but yeah,
You never
it
know.
rocked. So,
I
that's
never put it together that like the actual king would be there.
Oh yeah,
Like just the name.
King
of it is
Richard.
King Richard.
What?
Yeah,
King
but
Richard?
I
it's
And
his fair.
Tell you
I've
what.
never seen him when we were there.
there's King Richard's there, but no one knows the queen's
he
name.
just
What's the queen's name?
created it.
Isn't it Isabel?
I don't know. We met her. No one knew her name.
The king and the queen, when we were watching jousting, was up in like this special seat, so you see them on the other side of the
They
jousting.
gave him the,
I can't see that. Far.
yeah.
you know,
Thumbs up,
the
thumbs
thumbs up,
down.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone saw King, and there was like King Richard, but then the queen walked by, and it was like, oh, hey. Like no one even knew her name.
And her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and
Richard.
this chick. Yeah. Dressed up way too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Nice.
that's way too long on King Richard's Fair.
That's all right.
They owe us money for that one.
I know, right?
You were really hyped.
Yeah.
I need a bigger discount.
Chuck
code
us some
next
free
year.
tickets.
Yeah.
Queen
Listen.
Anne.
Queen Anne.
They make it rain free tickets for that place because the second you
Oh,
walk in
yeah.
there, it costs hundreds of dollars
Seriously.
to do anything.
I gotta find the plug for free tickets.
Yep.
I think if I put,
Jeez.
I think if I put any
Yes,
effort
Dan, we did.
into, like any effort at all into like contacting them, I bet you we
Oh,
could
yeah.
have free tickets.
100%.
But again, it's one of these things where like,
When we had that guest on, we had a stack of free tickets
Yeah.
last year.
I
But
think
it was like for a
15 of us
specific
got in
day.
For free. Yeah.
It was a very specific day. We had to go on
Yeah,
this
it was
one
The
day.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
we
right.
bought those tickets. We bought them for Saturday.
Yep.
Obviously, it rained like crazy. They closed the fair. The king said no more, and so so then
Did
we
he
were like,
execute
we're just gonna
Saturday?
go on
Yeah.
Sunday. We pull up. We go inside. She's like, scans the ticket. She's like, this is the wrong day, the wrong time. I'm like, you were closed yesterday. She's like, oh yeah, cool. All right, come on.
Nice.
That was it. The whole family. There was 18 of us.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure I could just take these same tickets I have this year and go back next year. And when she scans it and she's like, it's the wrong day, I'm like, I don't know. She'd be like, all right, come on.
They don't care. She
you
knows
were
you're going to go
closed
buy
last
an
year.
$80
Yeah.
Prince Nigel costume or
I bought
whatever.
a $20 turkey leg within seconds of being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 10:30.
Yeah. I want to go get swarmed by bees and have a glass of mead, please.
A lot of bees.
Yeah.
Was there a lot
so
of
many.
bees?
There's
Yeah.
always
Oh
bees.
my
So
gosh,
many
dude.
bees.
The
So
beer,
many.
the beer table, the beer wenches are just surrounded by
Oh,
bees.
yeah.
So many
It's
bees.
the mead.
I think it was the warmest beer I've ever had.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Diet Cokes were cold.
Well, you know they serve beer warm in England, right? That's like a thing.
Cask beer.
Well,
yeah.
well, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
I mean, get your shit together.
We're in Carver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carvershire.
Yeah.
Carvershire.
That's what they call it. The
Next time I'll
Carvershire
just get it and
Forest.
put it in my own cooler.
Yeah. Edaville Railroad's right down the street.
Yeah. They have ice.
I dig it. It's cool.
Yep.
I'll definitely be going back next year.
The Edaville Christmas thing. Carver's got some sneaky good stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Sneaky good stuff.
Yeah.
The
The
evil Christmas thing.
Festive.
Edaville is like the railroad museum-y park place, and they have a train ride with all Christmas lights.
Oh.
And they have like a little Santa's
carolers
Village
and
and
cocoa and shops.
yeah,
kids.
little shops. It's good.
Yeah.
People love it.
It's fun.
You guys go? You guys go with everybody, right?
Yeah, we went last winter.
Yeah, with like all the nieces and
Yeah,
stuff. It was
right.
good.
Yeah.
But I would go with just us and
course you
enjoy
would.
it. Yeah, I'm a child.
I get it. I mean, I go to Disney with my wife, just me and her.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are Disney adults.
Yeah.
Weird.
See, there you go.
Weird. You want to
got
do?
over
Oof, we have.
How's that 15
exhausted
minutes
a lot of
rolling?
time.
How's that 15 minutes? You talking
Yeah, it's a long 15
37
minutes.
minutes
Hey,
in.
it's my fault. The King Richard's
The
Fair.
King
No,
Richard's
no,
Fair thing was a
that's
whole
all right.
segment.
No, it's
I really
never the
had to
guest
go
fault.
off the King Richard's Fair.
Do we want to do news and stuff?
It's, John, you know how you're asking that? You don't want to, and you're the host, so we do whatever you want.
I have like.
If I said yes,
I do
do
have
you
like
really wanna-
one. I have like one good news.
I have a funny one. Just
All
go
right.
on.
Do you have any good this day in
I
history?
have good ones.
Anything worth not skipping?
I don't know.
I'll do a news quick.
Do your news. Well, let me fly through this.
Breaking news.
This one hits close to home.
Oh Jesus!
Frozen hamburgers. You got to separate them when they're frozen together. You know, every time you separate them, you're like, "Wow, that was close. Almost cut myself." When you're like doing it with something sharp.
Yeah.
You know.
Do it with a butter knife.
No,
bro.
hang on. Just let him finish.
Okay.
We'll destroy him in a minute.
All right.
Yeah. Either way, even if you're doing it with a butter knife, the force that you're putting into it, like if that thing slips, you're gonna have a bad time. You think that's funny?
Just fucking finish your shit.
Where are you going with this?
Fuckers. Man stabbed himself to death separating frozen burgers. He literally died. He was separating frozen burgers on the counter.
Yeah.
The knife slipped and he stabbed himself in the abdomen and died.
So you're not supposed to put the burgers against your chest when you're doing that.
Yeah.
And pull the knife to you. That's not how you do that.
I mean, nobody else was there, so they
Where
don't
was
know.
this?
In England, there was no signs of forced entry. There was 2 burger patties on the counter, a knife, and
Ironically unfrozen at that point.
yeah, and lots of blood, and a stab wound to his
By
abdomen.
himself?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Just bled out.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
That
That sucks.
that's
Crazy,
a
right?
wild way to go.
So next time you're splitting up some frozen burgers, think twice.
Well, we'll start here. Use a butter knife.
Correct.
Was he using like a 12-inch butcher? What was
Like
he doing?
I honestly,
it
like I
doesn't
didn't
Biggest thing
know.
on the block.
Cleaver?
Let's see what we got. Yeah.
It doesn't specify.
What do you
he's
use?
using.
What do you usually use, John?
Usually a butter knife.
Yeah.
It didn't sound that way when you started this.
I'm just saying. But has that butter knife ever slipped out with like the weight of your body on it
No.
and almost
you
cut
use the
you?
whole weight of your body to frozen patties.
How do you
It's
do
not
things
fucking
at your
concrete.
house? What are you letting him do
I
over there,
know,
Cass?
one
What is happening?
time.
Give it 30 seconds of room temperature and then just
Cass,
gonna pop
I know,
apart.
just come apart. The wax
Cassie-
paper is there for a reason.
Cassie's like, you prepping dinner? I'm going to go out for a couple, like 30 minutes. You show
I'll
me
call the
ready.
paramedics
She's
now.
like, I don't want to see it. I just want to walk home to it.
Yeah. Well,
So I can
clearly
say,
it was
I
a
don't know
mistake
how it
reading
happened.
that
I'm not
story.
really a suspect.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
skip the rest of my stories if
sorry
you
for
guys
the guy.
razz me
That's
this
terrible,
much
but-
about that. Jeez.
There's more to the story?
Hey, you know
Nope.
what? I'm sorry for that guy. I'm sorry for him.
It's
That's
a rough
brave.
way
I'm
to go.
sorry for his family.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But they gotta say, hey, Steve passed away. Like, oh, what
Oh,
happened?
it was a car accident?
No, he was hungry, stabbed himself. Yeah.
Probably the
Cooking
hamburger there.
accident.
Yeah.
Quicker.
This one was interesting. Boy abducted in California at age 6 years old was found 70 years later.
Crazy.
These stories interest me so much.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
How
70
does that
years
happen?
later. So one of his nieces was just like heard the story about her, uncle being abducted and was just searching and searching. But meanwhile, this guy was abducted in California when he was 6. He was probably sold to a family on the East Coast. He was moved to the East Coast.
Yep.
And he was raised by this family that like loved him and raised him as their own. And he just grew up on the East Coast as part of this family.
Yeah, but I feel like
Adoption was wild back in the day. You
Yeah.
just stole kids and sold them. Like, it's fucking wild.
That's not adoption.
No, but like,
That's
it
a
probably
crime.
was. Like, you got a rich Upper East Side
Yeah.
couple in New York City or whatever. They want a kid. They go to an adoption agency. Adoption agency.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe we'll go West Coast and
Yeah.
take one.
So
This kid was abducted.
the ancestry test the niece did
Yeah.
listed live relatives, and this guy's name popped up, and she was looking at old pictures of him, last known pictures under this name, and she knew he had military history and found a picture of him currently in an older picture and brought it to the FBI, and they're like, yeah, this is a solid lead. Like, they reopened the case, found the guy, and reunited the family.
Imagine the mind fuck.
Yeah.
Because at 6, right, at 6, you get moved, you don't know what's going on, and pretty shortly you probably have Stockholm syndrome. Because you're just like,
he didn't even know.
I am now, right?
That's nuts.
You don't even know, right? Because you don't, at 6, you don't know that this isn't supposed to happen.
Right.
And now 70 years later, he's like, I knew something was weird.
Yeah.
Like, something just didn't sit right. Like, I knew something was up here.
Well,
and
it was
like this guy has a whole family and kids and grandkids now.
Yeah.
From this other family. It's nuts.
Well, I don't have the article in front of me, but I've seen it a couple of times. It's like this kid got kidnapped years ago, and he disappeared. And then the police, quote unquote, found him and returned him to the family, and the family went on, come to find out that the kid that they returned was not the same kid.
Oh, yeah.
He just kind of looked like the kid. So all these years later, they realized, oh, wait, that wasn't the kid. But he was raised as those, but they weren't bad people. They just thought that was their kid. They were just so happy to see him back. Like, it's wild.
That probably happens to babies all the time.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, the baby.
In the
Oh,
hospital, they get swapped around.
All right?
Yeah.
I'm going to write on my
Wrong
baby's
kid
foot.
I knew that kid wasn't mine.
He
Yeah,
comes
put a
out.
little Sharpie on the
Yeah, and put a
foot.
C right on the bottom of his foot.
Dan, that's Dan is on the chat. Saw this as part of the story. Is his mother always had a feeling he was still alive, and she passed in 2005. Never got to see that he was still alive. Yep, that is true.
Wow.
I wonder if they ever put him on like a milk carton.
Yeah, it didn't
They
specify,
were glass
and he
bottles
was
back then, so they really.
and he
didn't
was
do that.
very specific about
Wasn't
not.
like the 70s when
he
he
didn't
started
want to be
doing
on the
that.
news or interviewed or anything. So
Yeah, dude. Imagine how weird that is.
yeah, it's got to be weird. And like you said, it's like that guy grew up with that other family. Just like that's his family.
That's
he
his
didn't
family.
know the difference.
Yeah. It's not like, I mean, his biological people are someone different, but like that's his family. It's from 6?
Yeah. Yeah, and especially if they were good to him or whatever, who the hell knows how they ended up with him.
Yeah.
People that kidnapped him might have been like, oh, this was a mistake.
Like, fuck, this kid's so annoying.
What are you talking about?
Let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
Drop him off in New York somewhere.
Do you have a this day in history or do you want to just jump into...
We can jump in. I do, but it doesn't matter. Whatever.
No. I told Catherine about this day in history. You got to do it now.
Fucking parade music.
Today
Fucking Christ.
in history.
In 1919, Boston Red Sox slugger Babe Ruth sets the Major League Baseball season home run record at 28, which is like nothing now.
28 home runs?
Yeah.
I thought you meant at age 28.
No.
28 home runs.
Yeah.
28, they're retiring at that age now.
Right. 1924, Boston, Massachusetts opens its airport. It doesn't say like Logan.
Wasn't
but
Logan? Yeah.
It's an airport.
Yep.
Wow.
1957, That'll Be the Day, single by Buddy Holly and the Crickets reached number 1 in the U.S. 1962, ABC's first color TV series, The Jetsons, premiered.
The Jetsons was the first color on. Wow.
Yeah.
The cartoon? That's awesome.
I assume it was the...
No, the real life Jetsons.
Yeah, no, by Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, the cartoon.
I don't know if there's something before that.
No.
Really?
Once you said that, I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I didn't look that much into it.
I mean, I watched the Jetsons in
Yeah.
like the 70s and 80s, so
It was in
I didn't
color,
realize it was
right?
that early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First color cartoon or program in general.
Program on ABC. I wonder if
I
another
think
one of
that
the
was
other.
set in like 2010 too, which is always mind blowing to me. It was not set that
Yeah.
as far as we
there's-
are now.
There's one other thing we talked about when I talked about the first gas car.
Okay.
Yeah.
You asked, what did you
It
think
was
it was?
Benz. It was Daimler Benz.
So this is what's interesting. So Durea Motor Wagon was the one from Springfield,
Okay.
and that was in 1896. But Benz also, if you depend how you Google search it, Benz comes up with in 1885 the first, and it was made by the German innovator Carl Benz. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. It like the verbiage isn't off really.
Right.
Asking the question to Google, but it gives you two different answers depending how you do it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cars are old.
Very
Cars
super
are old.
old.
Yeah.
Want to get
Gas
into our
powered car. A crazy idea. Gas powered car. Imagine the first time
better
you're,
than steam.
you're a horse and buggy and you see this thing come around the corner. You're like, oh my God.
Crazy.
It's definitely crazy. This day in history. I like the part of the show.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, this day in history. I dig it a lot.
Yeah, awesome.
So Babe Ruth, 28 home runs.
That's it. That's nothing now.
That's
It's a joke.
That's like all-star break numbers.
There was a lot of
That's
baseball.
Little League World Series.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
baseball. Seriously, there was a lot of baseball shit this whole week in history. It was
Really?
insane. Yeah, ton about Babe Ruth and stuff. And I'm like, this is what the fuck. I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
Well, it's the end of the
Yeah, October.
Yeah,
season,
I know.
so-
Yeah, that's true.
there's probably a lot of statistics happening.
I saw somebody,
around this time
and it
of
was
year.
actually really funny. It was like baseball is the only sport where like the field size doesn't matter to anyone. Like the bases are the same size, but every park, the depth
Oh,
of
yeah.
the home runs is different.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the
There isn't a
outfield's
park
different.
You
that's
didn't know that?
I
No,
know
I
nothing about
listen.
baseball.
Baseball,
I didn't know that either.
awful.
I can't watch
Literally,
it.
I mean,
but
atrocious.
It's better to watch it now.
I've
So,
heard.
like-
I have not tried, but I've heard.
I would never watch it. I
How
like
is
to
it
go.
possible that everyone's different size?
Well,
so the outfield's a different size, right? So like the bases
that.
and the pitchers, it's all the same. You go to Fenway, hit a home run out of Fenway is like 360 feet.
Yeah.
You hit a home run in like Los Angeles is 490 feet.
What?
yeah.
It's not even
true.
close.
No.
Yeah, an
Yeah,
out of the park
awesome.
home run is completely different at every
Yeah.
stadium.
And like
and then the wall
you
height
gotta go
is
over the
different at
monster,
every
and
stadium.
in Los Angeles, there's like
Yeah,
a fence. in
yeah.
the
There's
back
like a
that's
6
6
foot
feet tall.
fence. That's
It's
why that's
wild.
the whole green monster thing. It's like hitting it over that height fence is a big deal.
It'd be like in the NBA if every place had a different height basketball hoop.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It makes absolutely no sense. And I was like, I never.
And
I mean,
nobody gives
It's one of
a
those things
fuck.
that like it lives and you, like
Yeah.
you know.
I
whatever,
genuinely
you kind of know
never
but,
knew
like,
that. I guess visually now, if I'm thinking about like seeing all kinds of different baseball stadiums,
You see it, right?
they all look different.
Yeah.
I figured it was just like they just look different, different surroundings, whatever. But no, I mean, I was like,
There's a place you should go in Boston. I think I've talked about it on here before. I brought Cassie there last time we went to a game. It's called Bleacher Bar, and
Oh,
it's
that place was cool.
it's on Lansdowne Street, where like the Avalon and Hard Rock is, and it's literally a bar under the bleachers, and
Yep.
there's a garage door on it.
Yep.
And when you're sitting at the table, we sat at the table right next to the garage
I'm
door.
pretty sure they filmed the town there.
Yeah,
like part of the town
you're
was there.
sitting on the outfield.
You
There's
know-
literally a fence, and you're sitting on the outfield.
you know what's crazy?
The lawn's right there.
We just talked about Terror.
Oh yeah,
I bought the bass player from Terror a beer at that bar.
no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I saw them play at the House of Blues.
Yeah,
and
right
we
across
went
the
to that
street.
bar after, and we ran into them. Scott Volk, obviously, he's,
Yeah.
like, unmistakable.
Yeah,
But like, bought that guy a beer. I don't even drink.
that is awesome. Yep. Yeah. No, I think Terror's one of the funnest bands ever to
Yeah.
see live. I want you to see them so bad. You haven't seen them.
Never a
with me
bad
yet.
time.
Yep. They're so fun.
They're playing with Bean at the Met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is that?
October 13th.
Yeah. We're gone for that.
That's not
Yeah.
bad.
It's Stick to Your Guns, Bane, and Terror.
Yeah,
Who else? There's a fourth band. I don't remember who.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it does. That's rude.
It's
irrelevant. Yeah.
I don't know though.
But no, I agree. It's irrelevant in my world. Yeah.
I'm happy we did this day in history. Let it be known.
Yep.
It lived up to the hype.
See, there you go. I told her, she was like, "What's the rundown of the show?" I broke it down. I'm like, "Oh, they do this day in history, whatever." So I was like, "There's no way we're skipping
It's
that."
the best sound clip
I
we
can follow
have,
that.
so we have to do this.
What'd you call it? Cartoon music?
Fucking parade.
Mark looks disgusted with me every
It's
time
like,
I
it
play
doesn't
that.
need to be that
Yeah.
The
ridiculous.
parade
Like,
music.
holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, that was like the revival main topic. It was like
Oh yeah.
it doesn't need to be 45 seconds long.
Yeah. I was just picturing like music from like an Indiana Jones episode when I made that, and it worked.
This day in
Do
history.
you want me to play it again so you can?
No.
You play us out, Maestro.
Yeah.
Play us out.
Yeah, we don't have a main topic music, but it's time. It is time. We have reached the main topic.
That was
Finally,
a quick 15 minutes.
It
Yeah.
was a quick 15.
15:50. What's the
Yeah.
It's all the
difference?
same.
Is everyone having a good time?
Every time
It
he
is a
says
good
that,
time.
I'm just like,
What does it matter? What does it matter?
When
So-
it flows, right, Corey?
It's been flowing. So, Corey and Catherine, how many times have you been to Italy now at this point?
3.
3 times.
I've been 3 with Catherine,
Yep.
my wife, and
Oh my god.
You actually can't say it without doing it in the Borat voice.
and she knows it, and she's like, "I wish there was something I could say back. There's nothing. There's nothing you can say back." How many times have you been to Italy?
5, I think.
With the times we've gone, or
Yeah.
before? Okay, so 5.
5 or 6.
Okay.
So they know the things about Italy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited
Love
to
it.
take a
Taking notes.
deep dive. The cheese tour was obviously a highlight of this trip, but I guess let's just start with a basic itinerary. This was the longest you've both gone, right?
Yeah, 3.
I mean, let's start with
just over 3 weeks.
congratulations because this was your honeymoon.
Thank
right?
you. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. For everyone
Congrats to you guys.
listening, my better half,
Yep.
my wife.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our honeymoon.
Oh, we
yeah.
gotta come up with a
We're get-
response.
yeah,
we really
we're
gotta think
getting-
about this.
We're getting a look behind the curtain here
Yeah.
for all the revival listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks and an accidental 1 day. So
Yep.
What was
And
the accident?
they just canceled our flights.
yeah,
Cancel our
so
flight, no notification,
Hmm.
no email.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Thanks for coming.
Nah.
were you still in Italy at that point?
No, we were in
France.
France. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we were in France.
Fucking French.
We were like packing, and I was like, "Oh, I should go check in." Our flight leaves in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Nope.
and it wouldn't let me. The button was like grayed out,
Just didn't exist.
She's
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
and then I'm like looking back at all my things, and I'm like, I know I booked it for the 14th. Like that's the day we were supposed to come back, and anyway, we'll get there. But
Yeah.
they canceled it and didn't tell me.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're there. You're in Europe for 3 weeks.
weeks.
At least a couple in Italy. Tell us what the basic itinerary was.
Let's see. The itinerary started as where do we want to go? We knew we wanted to go to Europe. We knew we wanted to spend some time in Italy because we really like it there, but we knew we can't just keep spending time in Italy. We have to go see other places. So it kind of just like grew and grew and grew because it's like, well, we're only like an hour from there. So like,
Yeah.
let's go there. And then we're only like a half hour from there. But if we go there, then we're only like a few
Then we
minutes
have
from
to go
here.
there,
We have to
yeah.
go here. And then the actual plan was to go from Italy, like the Milan-Bologna region, to southern France to Paris. And we went to go book flights home, and we were like, I mean, it was like $4,000
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
crazy.
And we're like, what the hell's going on? Like, we can't afford to get home. And it turns out it was the
Some
Olympics.
fashion show or something.
No, it was the Olympics.
Oh,
The
the
Paralympics.
Olympics. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
They count as well. And so we were like, we have to pick somewhere else to fly home from. And I think we looked in Barcelona and Geneva were like equal distant. And like
Barcelona.
I want to go to Spain and spend a bunch of time there.
Barcelona was sick.
So I was like, well, let's just go to Switzerland because like we can maybe check it out for a day. Like no disrespect to Switzerland, but like I don't know. I just not really on my list
much
of like
time
things
Yeah,
I
like
want
we
to go.
want Spain to be a whole.
Yeah,
thing,
well, a whole
you know?
trip.
I want to go back for just a Spain trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were only there for like 3 days and it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
So then we were like, all right, well, if we're going to go up that way, like where can we stop along the way? We picked a few places on the way up and I was sick. And then before you know it, it was 3 weeks. Our initial fly home date was September 11th. And we were like, well, we don't want to fly on September 11th.
Yeah, kick that back a little bit.
So we're like, all right, let's fly home the day after. And the ticket prices the day after were outrageous. And then we were
Everybody
like,
else
what
had
about
the
the day
same
after
idea.
that? And we're like, they're still pretty high. And then the day after that, it was like, all right, they were super reasonable by like, what would you say, like a half?
Yeah.
Like, so that's how it just got pushed out like another
And I
half
wasn't
a
gonna
week.
cut it, you know.
Yeah.
So I was
We're not going
3 weeks
backwards,
and I
we're going-
cut-
we're
Right,
going
because like
forwards.
the loss of like income over the cost of the ticket didn't make any sense. So might as well just
Yeah,
stay
no,
there.
I'll just keep going. We'll just keep going.
gonna
We'll
keep
push this
plugging
baby out
away.
till October if I need to.
Yeah.
That's exactly how we just booked our flights for this one. So I was like, well, we're just going to do 2 full weeks because it's cheaper to fly on these days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, so we'll get there early before the retreat, and then we'll have a whole week after.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
That's
it's
awesome.
But
So
yeah,
you-
so we wanted to make sure that even though we were going back to Italy, we were going nowhere we had been in Italy before. So
All
we
new
didn't-
places.
Yeah, we went all new places the whole time, which was fun.
Yeah. So we flew into Milan, spent a few days in Milan. We saw The Last Supper. I was super excited to see The Last Supper.
As far as like seeing famous artwork, that's one that's like pretty wild
It was
to see.
sick. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm full disclosure. I'm a big tour guy. I'm like, I love tours.
Yeah, we fuck with the tour.
Yeah. I love tours. One of our main things is anywhere we travel, like as soon as we get there, we book like a food walking tour
Yep.
as soon as we get there. Cause like you're going to walk around the city, see everything you need to see, get a feel for the layout. And then also like you're just picking someone's brain.
Yeah, like you're with a local and they're telling you where to eat. So then
Yeah.
the rest of the time you're there, you're like, oh, the person who lives here told us to
You
eat.
have the lay of the land.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And so
Yeah.
like what you said earlier, like she does 100% of the planning for all of our trips.
Yep.
I'm just like,
Yeah, we joke that I'm a travel agent.
yeah. She's a full blown travel agent, but like everything, and she scours and scours to find like all these different tours and different spots, and this place is super expensive, but if we stay in this town over, it's only 10 minutes and it's a half the price or a third of the price, and whatever. So she does all that.
Nice.
I pretend she like pitches me ideas, and I'm like, sick, let's do it.
Yeah.
But like,
Pretty much how our plan.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
I like his opinion.
Yeah,
pitch
yeah.
it. I'll be like, hey, I'm thinking about this or this. Like, what do you like better?
yeah, I am that meme where I just like show up at the airport and be like, where are we going?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Do I dress for the
I'm
winter or the
same.
summer? What
Yeah.
are
I'm
we
the
doing?
same. I don't do shit.
Yeah, she does it all. So so we did Milan, we did Last Supper. We were only in Milan for a little bit. Again, like
The Last Supper was really cool, though.
unreal.
Yeah.
But like people like
Seeing
talk-
something you've heard about your whole life
Yeah.
in real, like I got to see the Mona Lisa in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so small.
Yeah.
Which was wild. It was so tiny. But that was just a surreal experience.
Yeah.
The thing about the Last Supper is that it's huge. Like it's way bigger than you think it is.
Is
Or
it
than
like
I thought it was.
in relation to the length of this table?
It's like
Oh,
the length
John.
of like.
It's like the front of the warehouse.
Is that big?
No,
Wow.
I would say
well,
it's
I'll
like
show
the
you a
length
photo.
of the whole wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
And
incredible.
It's high too.
Yeah.
Is there a photo in that photo album?
There
you
is
sent?
not.
No.
I because I didn't.
Well,
You know.
because you see variations of it, like hanging in people's houses.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there's always like this
Yeah.
small little.
Come on.
The only-
No Portuguese people we know have that in the house.
Every,
Yeah.
all of my relatives.
The only variation I've seen is on Chuck's valve cover.
So
Slightly smaller.
We saw that. You know, a bunch of people were kind of like, Milan's a miss. Milan's a miss.
That's
Don't
cool.
bother with it. Milan's a miss. That's what
So
that
is that
was.
just painted right on the wall?
It's painted
Yeah.
right on the wall. Originally painted right on the wall.
No kidding.
It
Yeah,
was-
I always thought it was on a
I didn't know
canvas.
that either.
No, isn't that cool?
Wow.
You
That
never
church-
see that angle
No,
of the photo.
that
yeah.
church was bombed in World War II.
Yeah.
The only thing standing left of that church was that wall.
That's wild.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know
I have
any
a
of
photo
that
of that
history.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
so
damn,
cool.
that
We-
is-
so
that
they
is
only let like
Good size.
20 people in at a time into the room.
Yeah.
And so you have to wait.
Do
to
they have a
get
thing
in.
about like flash photography because it degrades the?
No flash.
No flash,
No
no
video.
Yeah.
No video?
No video.
In like
does
the
that matter?
waiting room, there's all these photos on the wall, and there's photos like from World War II where they bombed it, and you can see that like everything else is obliterated, but it's just this wall.
Just this wall
Like, that's
standing.
Standing.
Crazy.
It's so cool.
It's wild. And like I was saying, like everyone was like, Milan's a miss. Milan's a miss. Don't bother with it. I mean, we spent
That's
two
like
and
the
a-
big fashion capital.
We spent 2.5
right?
days there. Milan rocks.
Yeah,
Go to
everything-
Milan.
Yeah, everything.
I mean,
read was,
spend
like-
3 or 4 days there. It doesn't need more than that, but Milan rocks.
I
Definitely
think
go to
Milan
Milan.
is just like the New York City
Yeah.
of Italy.
Okay.
It's not the prettiest, but it's still Italy. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's
Good
cool.
food.
It's like great food. It's not the prettiest, like it's no Florence or anything, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
Big city, really cool.
So Milan, we skipped over to Bologna. Bologna was like our next base. So
Yep.
we always pick like a base, and like Bologna allowed us to like branch out to, Modena and Maranello to do the Ferrari tours, and Parma to do the food tour that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Where else did we go in Bologna? And also just enjoy Bologna. Bologna again.
So cool.
No one talks about it. Bologna rocks. Probably
yeah,
the
Bologna like blew us away.
best food I've ever had in
Yeah,
Italy is
best
in
food
Bologna.
Italy, hands down. Yeah.
The
Oh, is that
city
the
is
pasta place you're
incredible.
talking about?
No,
Oh,
no. Like incredible food, unbelievable city, super walkable, like kind of medieval style.
Really medieval. Yeah.
They used to have like 180 something like towers, and like when you were a family of wealth, you would build a tower, and like the tallest tower meant you were the most wealthy. So people would just keep building these towers.
the towers are insane.
They're I always knew there was towers. I didn't know they were that tall. I mean, one of the towers was like 150 feet tall. It was
Great
like
idea, John.
and
For
it's
reference of where we're talking about, we're
Yeah.
at the top of the boot.
yeah.
Top of the boot. Yeah.
Yeah, so not quite northern, but not quite central.
Yep.
Yeah, we worked our way down from Milan. Now we're there now. So, Bologna rocks. So if you ever
Yeah.
get a chance to go to Bologna, it's a super easy drive from Milan to Bologna. You get to fly into Florence.
What's that, like 2 or 3 hours or something?
I think two.
Yeah, probably 2 and
hours.
change. Yeah, exactly.
Be like straight shot though.
Yeah. Bologna was awesome. I mean, Modena, Maranello. Weirdly enough, we had a revival listener. Saw I posted something about going to the Ferrari factory, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, I'm here for the F1 race, which was in Imola, right above
Yep.
Milan." Like, my wife and I are jumping on a train and going to Modena for the Ferrari tour. Like, where should we go? So I was able to pass along some food reviews, or not reviews, but few food recommendations and places to go.
Nice.
Modena is cool. You can definitely bum around there. Maranello there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like Ferrari. Ferrari's there,
Yeah.
and that's it. But the main focus is Parma. That's like the heartland of
Like
food.
the cheese.
Yes.
To be fair though, we did not go to Parma, the town.
We did not go to Parma,
We
the
did
town.
not enter Parma.
We were in
We were in
Parma.
like the hills around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the region, it's the Emilia Romagna region of Italy.
Like Romano cheese.
I
Yes.
feel like all the bases start there, John.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got that.
And the travel agent, actually, my recommendation was I want to do Parma. I want the ham, right?
Yeah. So the biggest issue I had was that the region's known for the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, prosciutto di Parma, and balsamic.
Balsamic, yeah.
And all the tours I was finding was either the cheese and the ham or the ham and the balsamic. And I was like,
hitting
I
all
want
of
to do
them.
all three.
All three
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
So yeah, I did a lot of research, found a sick tour guide.
It's on this incredible tour guide. Alicia was her name.
Should I pull up the album now?
Yeah, if you want, you can pull that up.
Josh is dying.
Catherine reached out to this tour guide. She was like, listen, I have a family doing the cheese tour in the morning. Let me see if it's cool if you jump in on it. And they were. And then the family bailed on the rest of the tour. So it was just Catherine and I and this tour
all
guide.
this tour guide.
It
Yeah.
just driving around Italy,
Oh,
hanging
So
out.
we got like a private.
That's like VIP.
Is this your
That
tour
is
guide?
the greatest
No,
lucky
that's a
thing
different
ever.
That's a funny photo. That was when we were in Bologna on our food tour, and Catherine got this text. Now, Valentina did not look like that.
I got this text and I was like, oh my God.
Valentina, that is an awful photo of that woman. Valentina was awesome. She rocked. She was in Bologna.
Yeah, she was cool.
It was just super funny because like we couldn't find them, and she just sent Catherine this weird selfie.
Look for her.
I got some videos of like the gas stations in Italy there.
Oh yeah, can you throw a football in the gas stations? Not
Yeah,
so
they're,
much.
no, they're
Gas stations
enormous.
are crazy,
Really?
yeah.
What?
The gas stations?
Yeah.
You should
They're
play
enormous.
the first video is the sandwich
How
shop
am I
in
supposed
the
to know
gas
that?
station.
Yeah, that's just a sandwich shop. Oh, well,
And
that's just a
also,
sandwich.
The sandwiches are good.
Of course they're good.
Yeah.
Not
This-
America.
Yeah.
They invented salted
Yeah.
meats.
Are you
This
fucking
is-
kidding?
fresh
that's in a
burrata on
gas
that slice of
station.
pizza. In
To the
a-
gas station. Some of the other videos, I kind of pan more around the area. But, yeah, so we found this tour guide, and she was able to bring us to all three. So we were able to do the Parmesan cheese.
Yep.
Then we went to do the balsamic, and then we did the Parma ham. And in between, we just like sat down with this woman and had lunch.
Oh damn.
And we were able to kind of talk and pick this woman's brain about a bunch of stuff. Like, what is it like to actually live here in Italy? Like, what's industry like? Like, what is it like getting a job? What's it like growing up here? She was cool. She spoke pretty good English, so it was easy.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, like one of her best friends lives in Boston and runs 2 restaurants in Boston.
wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
they always go to like the Cape and stuff.
she was like weirdly fascinated with the United States as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do not come.
We're fun to visit, but definitely don't stay here. Yeah.
So anyway, Catherine found this tour, and we kicked it off, and we went to a cheese factory in the Emilia Romagna region, right outside of Parma, which allowed us to quite literally watch cheese be made
It was so cool.
in front of us.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I totally forgot
yeah.
the name of this
Is this
specific.
it?
That's it.
This is it right here.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So this particular cheese brand is an Italian PDO brand. So it's a protected designation of origin. So if you're ever shopping for something, I should have added photos of the labels, but there's specific labels to look for when buying certain Italian foods. And this is a red label PDO, which specifically means the products must meet strict guidelines for their origins, preparation, processing, and production. The quality of the characteristics of DOP or PDO products are due to geographical environment. So everything in order to make this cheese comes from this valley. The people who work there, the cows,
Yeah.
the feed, the water, everything has to come from this valley. Nothing can come from outside
or
of
it
this
won't
area.
be classified as that thing.
Yeah.
That's like
It can't be.
with the wines.
Yeah.
I really like the Montepulciano wine,
Yes.
and that
too.
wine. It has to be everything has to be from that
From that
region.
Yep.
region, yeah.
It's kind of like the Chianti. It's like if it's
Exactly.
not from there, it's not that.
Exactly. So
But everything else, the style wise, it's no different than a regular Merlot or whatever. It's just if it's from there, it's called that.
exactly. So
Gotcha.
these giant containers here, we're going to play a little guessing game here. Does anyone want to know how many, I'm going to say liters because I don't know gallons, of milk go in there,
How many liters are in that container?
in that container?
Uh,
I'll tell you, that container goes way below that ground.
Yeah, it's like a cone.
oh, okay.
It's like a cone that continues all the
I
way
should have
down to
known
the
because it
bottom.
has the brick trim
All
around
right,
it.
let me
yeah.
ask you this. Do you know how deep those vats are?
Probably about as deep as above it is below.
Okay.
5,000 liters.
5,000 liters.
That's a lot.
I don't know the answer.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna say 700 liters.
Give me a second here.
All right. He's
I
doing.
gotta
I was trying to do a
Shit.
gallon conversion.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
He's doing a little math. I will say, while Mark
2,400.
thinks about that.
No, go ahead.
All right. So 1,200 liters of milk.
Oh, you didn't let him guess.
Oh, I thought.
No, I'm thinking.
You said go ahead. All right. Anyway,
No, keep
1,200
going.
liters.
I'm gonna spit it out in a second.
1,200 liters of milk goes in there, right?
Oh yeah, you want it
It's
in liters?
Every
Right.
single one of those, right? So there's, I don't even know how many were in there. What do you think? Maybe 25?
Yeah.
you can see at least 10, 12 right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in that, how many cheese wheels do you think gets made out of
One of those
vats?
Oh, is it like 1
6.
or 2?
You going 6?
She's going 6,
I'm gonna go 10.
10. Mark's still thinking about the liters.
1,070 liters. That's what I got. 1,000.
He already said 1,200.
Wait, I already
Oh,
said
you already said it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told you to wait.
Oh, you said go ahead.
That's why I said you said you. I thought he was still waiting.
No, I wasn't
Yeah.
even listening.
Anyway.
It
Anyway.
was 1,200.
It's 1,200.
All right,
You
whatever.
were close.
You
Anyway,
were close. You were the closest.
Yeah,
Without
that's
going
true.
over, you
Yeah.
won actually.
2
Well,
cheese
that's what
wheels.
happens when you
Yeah.
have
Only
a horse
2?
trough.
2 cheese wheels.
Wow.
Price is Right rules,
2
baby.
cheese wheels are made
2.
for
Out of
every
one.
Out of those?
Yeah.
out of each of those vats that hold 1,200 liters of milk. It produces 2 cheese wheels.
Wow.
How big's a real cheese wheel?
A real cheese wheel starts at 250 pounds. It gets split in half down to 125 pounds. Then it gets soaked and then it dries. At about 24 months, it's 95 pounds.
Wow, did you do that research?
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
she told us
fucking
that.
stunned.
And then at around
Catherine's
How big
very
are the
impressed.
He did all this.
I'll tell you how big the wheels
Yeah.
are, Kathy. Thanks for asking.
How big is it? Yeah.
A typical wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano
I'm so glad you asked.
is 7 to 9 inches high, 16 to 18 inches in diameter, and weighs 84 pounds. It's 84 pounds when it reaches about 60 months worth of aging. After about 60 months, it doesn't lose any more moisture. It kind of just stays static from there. And it takes about 550 to 600 liters of milk to produce one single wheel.
That's wild.
So when I used to work in the deli, you used to get the full wheels, but I don't remember them being that heavy. Maybe I was just stronger back then.
I don't think
Yeah,
we
I
get
would
the full
expect
Because we
wheels.
used to have to cut them all up. Like it took
Maybe it was a
forever.
full wheel of whatever cheese you were getting, but it might have not been true, authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
That's the
it was
problem.
Parmesan cheese wrapped in like a wax. Like it was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it didn't come from here, but like
It definitely
was
didn't.
fairly
Yeah.
authentic.
So one of the craziest things that I think both Catherine and I found out when we were there is that so every single day, all day long, no matter what, they're making cheese. There's no stopping.
24 hours a day.
365, 24/7, because cows never stop producing milk. That
Okay.
guy, he was
The cheese master.
he was not the cheese. He was a cheese master on duty right now. He was not the head cheese.
Oh, he wasn't the big
Also
cheese.
Also, the
big cheese,
We found
yeah.
out there's 2 cheese masters. Apparently, they have a little bit of beef.
Yeah, there's a
And,
bit of a tiff.
Apparently,
Oh.
the cheese masters they never
No.
take a day off.
No,
They're making
they
cheese
can't.
every single day.
That's dedication.
Right?
So-
like they don't go on vacation.
Every
Cheese-
morning.
12 on, 12 off, just for the rest of their lives.
How many cows does it take to make one wheel of cheese? Like, how much milk are they producing?
Question.
It's a lot of cows. You know what? I'm sure she
Did you
told
think-
us.
did you
It's
do
like
that
a group
research?
batch. You
No.
just dump it all in.
Yeah, they all come from this one farm.
I mean, how much milk do you get from a cow?
Right?
I don't know. These are all good
varies.
questions.
I don't know.
I didn't do the cow research.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm
now
impressed with
another
the amount of
point to
research we
bring
have
up
so far.
While this photo's up,
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah.
They just
Italy
raw
is
dog this
different
cheese.
about bacteria.
Yeah.
This guy's hairy arms just go into the cheese vat
Yeah.
to make sure the texture is right for him to keep going.
Yeah.
And they let us put our hands in it. Like they just they are welcoming to the funk. They're like,
Yeah.
it's gonna just make it better.
Uh,
Like we touched
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
guess
cheese
the
in
more
there.
organic culture that you have in it
So
promotes the healthy bacteria.
they-
If it
it's
starts to
called,
turn bad, they probably know.
Yeah,
Rennet.
exactly. It's called what?
Rennet, Rennet. I don't don't think I'm pronouncing it
I thought you
right.
said
No, I think
But
you are.
that is the actual stomach bacteria that comes from the cows that is in that. So in order to make a wheel of Parmesan Reggiano, it's milk, salt, and rennet.
Okay.
Those are the only 3 ingredients that belong in it.
And that guy's arm hair.
and that guy's fuzzy fucking arms.
I mean, that guy, that's the cheese guy.
He's the cheese master.
It's like
He was
every,
also-
every wheel gets
His
a gets a
arms-
hair, right?
I mean,
Just,
he's touched
authentic.
every cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've probably eaten
You
that
gotta
guy's arm
see.
hair
This is the
before.
So
United
if you
States.
find a piece of hair in your cheese someday, just frame it.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
From
that it's
the
the cheese
cheese
master.
What's that, Mark?
If this was here, he'd be covered. You
If
can't
this
be
was
doing
here,
that.
none of they would
It'd be a
let us
robot.
in.
Yeah.
It would
It'd
be
be
a
a robot.
robot. All of these
that
vats.
Too. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
all be
Would be covered.
covered.
Yeah.
Dude,
There's
so
not a chance they'd let us in.
It
we're
wouldn't even be real cow's milk. Let's.
yeah,
You're
yes.
right, you're right.
We
A lot of
are
chemicals
we are
in
on this tour with
the
this
US.
family who's from Brooklyn.
Yep.
And it's a husband and wife and two kids, their two daughters. I mean, one of them brought a cheese grater, so she was amped. She was ready
She
for
was
it.
in.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah.
She's a
She's
aficionado.
Yeah,
but
she's
they
so
like
cute.
the tour guy was like, "Hey,
Just stemming off the cheese.
as
Yeah.
it cooks, it's cooking at like 55 to 60 degrees Celsius, or whatever that converts to in Fahrenheit." She's like, "All right, put your hand in it to see like when it's going to be ready, and just keep
Like
putting
when
it."
it curdles.
Yeah, because you kind of like
that word.
scoop it with your hand, like that's how they do it. You scoop it with your hand, and when you can kind of like lift it,
And it like splits.
and it kind of is like maybe the consistency of like Jello a little bit, and it splits. That's when it's like ready for them to. They get this giant like whisking tool in it, and they get in and they break it all up into like these tiny like little cheese curds, that we then put our hands in
Yeah.
and grabbed our cheese curds to taste
Oh, yeah,
test
this
them.
isn't big.
So you can kind of see
Oh,
actually
yeah.
the cheese curds there. You'll see the whisk situation. Look at the size of that thing.
Wow.
Jesus.
Look how deep it goes.
Oh yeah.
That's a big
Oh,
one.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. You're
you
like
can-
the poutine stage right
Exactly.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Now, when you taste these cheese curds, it tastes like milk.
Yeah.
Literally doesn't taste like much. And we'll see later on kind of why it doesn't taste like anything yet.
They're gonna salt the crap out of it, right, to get the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into. You'll see the salting situation. It was
Buckets.
Eye opening.
You're never. Those are all the baby cheeses.
so. This is where they pull them out. Yeah.
Adorable. Jesus.
So those
Like
cheeses,
the cheese nursery.
those are like the
Yeah.
fresh cheese.
those are the fresh cheese. So those are about 125 pounds. If you skip forward maybe one or two photos, you'll see the wrap that they wrap around them that
Is
puts
that
in
carbon
the
fiber? Oh no, it's mesh.
mesh
All
to let it breathe.
Yep.
It's super cold in that room.
and that's also inside the mesh. They have like the imprint.
Yeah.
So then when you see the big cheese,
Yep.
it has all Parmigiano Reggiano on the side and stuff. That's all like it's getting pressed into it
Oh, that's cool.
right
okay.
now.
So it like marks the date, production, which dairy was made of, out of the PDO seal, and a bunch of other stuff.
I love all the old school stuff and a QR code at the top.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's about as technologically advanced as we got.
Yeah.
Was a QR code there, which Catherine definitely got a photo of. Look at that.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could scan it with a phone to see where it brings us. See if
You're
it's
gonna
something we can even bring
Zoom
up.
in, John.
There we go. See, will it read this QR code on this wheel of cheese?
This is like Inception level stuff right here.
It wants to, but it won't.
Zoom in.
It doesn't. No.
It's a little too fuzzy, I think.
Yeah. But this is where they wrap the cheese. These cheeses now are waiting to be put in their salt bath. So this again is just like 100% just milk, like a milk ball at this point. It doesn't taste like anything. Still just kind of smells like milk. I will say when you walk into this place,
Oh, that's the thing. That's the imprint.
that's the wrap. So that wrap has
All the info.
the cheesemaker's signature on it, the company signature on it, the
date.
PDO signature, the date, everything. So all those steel wraps have one of those in it. And that's what leaves the dimples on the outside. So when you get your like wedge of Parmesan, whatever,
And it has
and it has the little dimples on it,
that's what it is.
that's what it is.
That's cool.
That's what it is there. So that's Alicia, our tour guide. She's telling us all about it. She was a riot. She was cool.
Oh, that's us-
Again,
that's us
ju-
touching
hey,
it.
just keep touching the cheese.
Pulling your cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
matter.
I took that photo just so I could show people that we did. And
Yeah.
How much you're
touch it on
touching the cheese.
Just keep
How
touching
much
the
they
cheese.
promote you to touch the cheese.
Yeah, just keep touching the cheese wheels. And it's such a crazy process because it's not overly complicated. It's just step by step. So the next slide that John just is giant pools. They're not swimming pool size. They're pretty big. I guess if you took all four of them, it's definitely the size of a swimming pool.
Yep.
And that is just salt water. And they sit in there for 21 days.
Yeah, and they're
Wow.
on a tray that's like 8 deep, I think. So
Yeah,
they're really
exactly.
deep.
Wow.
Oh shit.
So it's a deep pool.
So it's super deep. It's a super deep vat of just salted water.
They have like an overhead crane to get them out.
Yes, you see all those hooks.
Oh yeah, there's like an
Those look
I-beam
cool.
up
Like I
there.
saw the thing on the corner.
Yeah.
Is what it looked like.
Yeah.
I remember I asked at the time what like the percentage of salt was, and that is a brand secret. So each brand believes of different salt levels or whatever.
Yep.
But this is how they do this here. There are so many cheese wheels in there. Like
and I think they rotate them every day. So
Yeah.
as
So
the
they're
new
not
ones are
stagnant.
going in, the older ones are coming out.
Yeah, so it kind of is like a conveyor system. So whatever, I don't know if it's the front or the back, but I think it's probably in the front there. Those are like on their 20th day. So the next day they'll be yanked out. Everything will be shifted forward. Oldies will go in the back, and it's a 21-day process. So you can see all the vats of just milk. The cool thing about a PDO product like this here, like the cheese place we're at, is every single drop of milk is used for something. So if it's not used for the cheese, it's then used like the whey protein is then used for
They like dry it to like make protein powder.
to literally make
and
protein
stuff
powder. Like
that.
everything at the end. Oh, damn, they dropped them out of order. Anyway,
No, they didn't. This is the way we had to wait for them to harden.
Oh.
Yeah.
so in the end, it's like zero waste. Every single thing is used. So this guy right here is definitely probably smaller than me. And he's hoisting this 250-pound enormous cheese block
My God.
out of this pool.
And then this guy goes hairy arms deep in.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
with like a
That is
net,
glorious.
rolls it in, and they catch it in what is
It's
legitimately
like
a
when we
cheese
went
block.
carp fishing. It's like the same thing.
Mark's mouth is wide open right now.
I'm actually like, I'm never eating cheese
Well, we
again.
were there.
Are
we
you
were like,
kidding me?
"This
I
is
love
crazy."
watching how food's made. No, well, in other countries, not ours.
yeah.
Ours really
Yeah.
fucks people up.
Yeah, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, so they
process.
make that giant piece of cheese, and they cut it in half, and that's your 2 wheels.
Yes. So they'll split that. They've got what it essentially looks like a giant butter knife that's probably about 24 inches long. And I wish I knew that guy's name.
Look at that cheese, man.
He looks like a Mario.
Dude, honestly, look at him.
He's a
Right? He
Vinny.
looks like a Mario.
That
Vincent.
guy couldn't speak
That's
a
a
word
Vinny
of
right
English.
there.
This guy,
That guy doesn't give a shit about
only
learning
no,
English.
Didn't care.
super friendly, knew how to smile. That was it.
He
Yep.
knew how to smile.
That's it.
It's on that particular moment.
Yeah. yeah.
He takes his job very seriously.
Yeah. Well, so okay, so
Don't
actually,
look at me.
it's a good thing you brought that up. Everything is timed out to like within
Oh,
a
yeah.
second.
Yeah.
So if they don't get this cheese wheel out in time, that means the next one is going to be in there for too long.
And then it
And
can
there's-
also not be approved.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they had like a big timer on the wall. I don't think I took a
Won't
photo
be
of it.
yeah,
approved.
they have a giant timer on the wall that kind of dictates.
So
all
these
this stuff.
sacks, they're like 250 pounds. You're saying?
So now they're split in half. So each one is 125 at this
Holy
point.
shit! Still
Yeah.
Wild.
dead weight.
Dead weight in water that they're just like
Yeah.
pulling out.
Saturated water.
Yeah. It's wild to watch these guys muscle this thing around. I was really hoping they were gonna be like, do you want to try and like fish it out? Because
Yep.
1,000,000% would have given
They,
this a
they
go.
don't have that.
You would
kind
have
of
blown
time.
that timer
No,
wide
that's
open.
it.
That's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
is.
They literally do not have the time.
They don't got time for your bullshit.
They should have a tourist vat in the corner
Yeah,
where you
exactly.
can play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
But like
I'm writing a
even
letter tomorrow.
as old as the tradition is of making this particular cheese, they've always used copper vats just until like modern day. So it's copper on the inside, steel on the outside, and then there's a thermal layer in between. So there's no exposed like heating element. It's steam actually is what heats in between because they claim it's more consistent in faster temperature. So they can like rapidly bring the temperature up more consistently and then bring it back down by using steam. Crazy. Dude, cheese? Wild world. Yeah. Okay. This is Catherine's face walking into
these are great.
the cheese room.
This is the cheese. The one.
What a
This is
capture
the
right there.
room.
What
This is
a
the room.
grab.
Everyone knows.
I can just see like a reflection of stacks of cheese.
Oh,
together.
yeah.
So like,
It was like it was just behind this. It was in this all white room, like behind this door. Like we had no idea it was gonna be there.
I would be making the same exact face.
It was unbelievable.
That's amazing.
That's so much cheese.
I
So
mean,
this is the final wheel.
that's the final wheel.
This is what they're selling.
This is it.
This is what they're selling. Yeah.
This
So
is
it
what
was
they're
like
selling.
9 in diameter. What'd you say it was?
16 to 18.
Holy shit!
16 to 18 in diameter.
Like 95 pounds.
Yeah, so the
After it tries.
The guys we see up front here, those are more the freshies. So those are probably 2023. Those are probably still around the 100-ish pound range. As we work our way back in the photo or visually here,
You can see
work
the
there?
color change.
can-
Like
Do
in
you
the
work
back
there? The way he's giving us all this, I swear to God, you
I
worked
mean,
there.
he did so much.
It's
I was like,
unbelievable.
you know so much.
Yeah.
much research.
I'd leave tomorrow to become a tour guide. in Italy. Listen, like I have a great job here. I have a wonderful family.
Yeah.
I have a wonderful wife. I just married. I'd
Yeah.
leave tomorrow.
Sell cheese.
I'd leave tomorrow. Yeah.
Do cheese tours.
That's it.
To put your hairy arms in cheese
I love
every day.
everyone. Hey, I love you guys too. I'd leave
I'm
tomorrow.
like listening to you, and I'm like, this is the guy I know.
This reminds
he
me
works
of
there.
the revival
And then I'm like, wait a
episode
minute, no, he fucking
when
doesn't.
Corey was explaining something and just pointing with the breadsticks.
Yeah, I'd leave tomorrow. So I have photos that show you how deep these racks go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Holy
damn.
shit.
Oh, that's okay. That's the girl.
That's a forklift. That's
Wait, is that a
full-size
child?
forklift.
That's a child.
Okay, good.
It's not my. I have no relation. That's a girl who.
Well,
you
that,
can see.
wasn't,
Her
that
cheese
wasn't my
grater.
question.
Yeah.
I was just gonna. I'm like
Oh, that's
gauging
a
the
cheese
height.
grater.
Cheese grater.
I was
She's-
gauging the height.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit.
So there's a forklift there.
yeah, that's pretty.
That's a custom built forklift that goes in between the rack.
Oh, little skinny guy.
and then
custom
turns
cheese lift.
The arm turns sideways and pulls it out based on like what they're looking for. So like no one's climbing the cheese rack.
Did you get another picture of that fork truck?
Maybe.
Was that your only one?
Maybe. I don't know. I took a photo of that because apparently we need Jesus in the
shit.
cheese wheel. Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Catherine for size. So she's sitting in front of you. So you have a reference of how big she is. She
Oh
is
my
3
God.
shelves tall and there are
You're 3.5 cheeses
9,
tall.
Yeah, I'm like
15
5'7",
shelves.
so-
Yeah,
16, 18 shells, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
so the cheese and the crazy thing is this is a small cheese plant.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
This is a small this
Is
is
it a
a
mom and
small
pop deal?
this is a small family owned run place. They do not export to the United States.
Really?
They do not.
Yeah, that was a cool fact we learned about
Wow.
the prosciutto and the cheese, that the people in the region buy so much of it that it's not worth
amazing.
the money to
Yeah.
export any of it.
Wow.
I think it's like they said like 60 or 70% of their sales are just in the region.
Just in the region.
That's wild.
Like
Like-
United States makes up not even 10% of what they
So they just
manufacture.
don't buy-
Shut the fuck up.
So there's
Wow.
that much more salted ham and cheese out there for
That we've
it's
never
something
tried.
that I've never been able
That
to
you've
eat.
So,
never
Yeah,
so
there's a-
Ryan's on the side.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
ready to go. I'm going with you, Corey.
Yeah.
He
There's
doesn't
a
give a
lot.
fuck
We're
what
all
it
going.
was.
I'll
We're
take
all
you.
going.
I'll give you a tour.
I'm gonna charcuterie the
Yeah.
fuck out of the rest of
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
I mean,
I ate
this
so
cheese
much
rooms are
cheese.
unreal.
My favorite food.
Oh my god, it was so good.
The cheeses are unreal. It's so cool to see. I think I have some other photos of like obviously. Oh, okay. Maybe
Great photo.
I dropped a few
Thank
of
you.
Catherine in the cheese room.
A lot.
Look at authentic Catherine. I like it. I don't know, for some reason it's a very authentic look.
Yeah,
I love
she's-
that meme that's like, I can't believe in 2024 we haven't come up with a fast acting fix-all antidepressant. And it's like, we have. It's cheese.
Yeah,
It's called leaving the United
Yeah.
States and seeing how other people live. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just cheese.
yeah. It's just giant wheels of Parmesan Reggiano cheese. It's unbelievable. All right, so here I am, me and Alicia here. We are
touching the cheese some
We're
more.
knocking on the cheese.
Look at it. She's hands all over the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the rind. It's the outside. Doesn't matter. Does anyone know why I'm knocking on the cheese?
No.
The room. Hello,
Density.
everyone.
No, you know.
Density's
we
got
don't.
to figure out like
I just want to.
We don't need to do this to us.
I do. All right, so I'm listening for sound changes when I knock on the cheese wheel
For hollow spots.
for moisture differences. So if an area is still moist compared to some others, it could show inconsistency in curing.
And it would
could
need
be
to
a
sit
problem.
more. Or they
Or it
would
could
cut
just
it
be a
open and
bad
check it.
wheel.
Declined.
Those were all bad wheels, which is why we were allowed to kind of knock on them and bounce on them a
okay.
little
So
bit.
these are
They have
declined.
Tourist
someone
section,
who,
see?
like,
Right.
it's just their job to come and test the cheese and see if it's good.
You know, like a sommelier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah.
Like, how long do you have to go to school to be a sommelier? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, it takes years to be able to become a certified professional to knock on cheese and listen to it.
Wow.
Like, years.
Because like they never cut it open. Like they
Yeah,
know
you
just
can't.
from knocking
You just
on
have
it
to
to
know.
know
Yeah,
that
you
it's
have
not
to
good.
know.
When you
That's
say it
wild.
out loud like that to us,
Yeah.
it sounds ridiculous.
It's
right.
It's certifiably insane.
He's like, do you know how long you got to go to school
Yeah.
to be a professional knocking on cheese?
yeah. And there's,
Is that your guide?
Yes.
yeah.
She looks like the trainer from 51st Dates.
That's
Oh,
her,
the penguin lady. Yeah.
her name's Alicia, and she kept saying Alice, and Corey and I were like, we are both capable of calling you Alicia. Like, you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
to Americanize.
Like,
your
I can
name.
use your real name.
Alicia is an American name.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And so I'm knocking on
took
the
that from
cheese
us.
here.
Can we hear it in the video?
Oh, probably. Oh yeah. Go back.
Definitely hear the difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I can
the
tell that
outside
cheese
sounds
is bad.
better than the inside sound, right?
The inside. There's something
Yeah.
wrong with it, which is why it's still there for us to knock on.
I can see that. Yeah.
Corey's like, don't sell this.
Yeah.
When we get there, I'm
still
gonna
good.
when we order
He's like,
cheese,
this
I'm
can
gonna
go to the
knock
United
on it.
States. We won't know any difference.
Knock on it. Oh, all right. We're skipping forward. It's a different thing. But
Okay.
Get into my section next.
the Parmesan cheese. So even though it's not approved, it doesn't mean it won't be sold.
Oh, really?
So
Fuck.
It'll just be sold to poor people.
So a Parmigiano Reggiano
much.
cheese that they approve can only be sold with that PDO stamp on it. Anything outside of that just gets turned into a Parmesan cheese.
It's Taco Bell
Yeah,
cheese.
so like it's
That's
if
what
it's
they ship to
approved, it's
America.
Parmigiano Reggiano.
oh, that's
And
what
if
comes
it's-
in the can of stinky feet cheese
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we put in
yeah,
our
yeah.
pasta
And
at
if it's
home.
not, it's just Parmesan.
It's just Parmesan.
Okay.
Oh, I always thought it was a different style cheese. I didn't realize it was just wasn't.
And
It's
they do
just
that
the
with a few
rejects.
things. They do it.
Interesting.
They do it with the prosciutto too. So if it's not approved, it's not prosciutto di Parma. It's just prosciutto.
Prosciutto. Or there, it's just ham.
And even our tour guide was like, usually that just ham is still really good. It's just can't be officially
Yeah.
called prosciutto di Parma.
Because they protect that name like Jesus. Like the way
It's funny how much they protect names of everything.
Because she's like, go ahead and look when you get home, you notice like it'll just say Parmesan. Or it'll just, or if it does say,
Just say prosciutto.
or
it'll just say
Parmesan
prosciutto.
style,
So
probably.
I actually
Yeah,
found,
yeah,
we were at the grocery
Parmesan
store the other day and I went digging in the cheese bin and I found a brand that is sold here in the country that has the PDO label. So
We
it's
were
a
at Dave's.
legitimate, that's true. I should probably say where we were.
I got to see you in these grocery stores. People are like, can I just get you? Give me a minute.
So Mero, Merro, sold in Dave's Market. I'm sure it's sold other places. Is an actual certified PDO,
PDO.
product of Parma. So a Parmesan Reggiano cheese. So
Wow, good to know.
I'm going looking.
you go look for that.
The more you know.
We gotta go. I need to try a piece of that and compare to a piece of peasant cheese.
Yeah. So after this, she then took us outside. We sat down on a picnic table, and she brought us out a 12-month.
Oh, you didn't put the photo of the cheese tasting?
Oh man, I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
A 12-month.
Drop
No,
the
I
button.
didn't.
We're done here.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. I probably only have one photo of it, but
Yeah.
it was a 12-month, a 24-month, a 36-month,
Damn.
and a 110-month.
Ooh.
How old will they keep it?
So,
Like, what's the oldest cheese they sell?
so the oldest is probably the 110.
Wow.
She did say after that, like 6 or 7 year mark, they see no change in how it is. So, like after that, it doesn't just continue to infinitely age.
Yep.
It just like kind of stops.
Plateaus.
Moisture- It's
Here's
probably the
one of our
moisture
beautiful
thing.
tasting.
right?
Yeah, my
Oh,
bad.
shit.
I really
The
dropped the ball on that.
circle one is the
110?
oldest one.
The
Yeah.
110. The 12 is like soft.
So fucking good.
It was so good.
Is like kind of like a soft and like a more of a creamy. And then even just from the 12 to the 24,
That looks delicious.
it turns into like a much like crumblier,
Harder. Yeah.
harder. And then going from that to like a 36 gets even more. And then when it jumps to the 110, there's like, what
It
was
has
it?
like a sharp funk.
Yeah. And like
In
there
a
was these
really
like
good
salt
way.
crystals inside of
Yeah,
it.
the
I know what
salt-
you're
yeah,
talking
you can
about.
see
Yeah,
the salt
yeah.
crystals like
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
they have the little
outside
crunch,
of
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like typically, so like a 12-month like wouldn't be like shaved or anything like that.
It's like a slice.
Yeah, and then like a 24 or 36 is what you'd like shave off. And then the 110 really you wouldn't eat it at like a meal. It'd be like a dessert
it's so,
cheese.
Yeah, it's so strong. You only have like a little of it.
Yeah, like a small like piece to kind of like.
We should probably find a cheese tour.
I know.
Definitely.
You definitely
These
should.
two are changing plans.
I'll hook you up with
mid-
Alicia.
I don't think they had
Conversation here.
plans.
We
We
had
have
some
some
plans.
plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
It better be fucking cheese.
Yeah.
We haven't pinpointed a cheese tour yet, but now we want to.
Yeah.
How long was the
We
tour?
looked at a food tour.
So here's the
while we're in
thing.
Florence, like a street food.
You should
city
do it.
tour.
Yeah, street food's always a
We
win.
we're always
and
doing
then
the street
down
food tours.
in Amalfi, there's a lemon tour.
Yeah, you should
Teach
do
you
that
how
too.
to make limoncello and
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah, we did one of
Yeah,
those too.
do
Yeah,
it.
it rocks.
Yeah.
The entire day was probably about 7 to 8 hours.
At the cheese place.
No, not at the cheese place. The cheese place is probably 4.
Okay.
What-
No,
How long was the cheese
that's
place?
crazy.
No, it's probably
Maybe 2.
no. Really?
Yeah.
You were just so into it.
Yeah, it
You
was.
don't even know how much fun you
Well, I
had.
think about actually
stopped for Corey.
We did drive.
He
We did
blacked
drive
out.
like,
We drove all the way there. We were there for like 2 hours. Then we went to a balsamic place. We were there for probably an hour.
and the drive
Then
in
we got
between.
lunch, and then we went to prosciutto.
That's
place.
okay. That makes sense.
So stop counting the drive time.
No, I'm thinking about the entire
The
day.
entire day was 7 hours. But 4 of it was not at the cheese place.
Yeah. So she's right. Probably about 2 of it there.
The math is
Fascinating.
mathing.
Yeah, I would say about 5. It was probably a 5-hour tour if you add everything up. The rest was all.
There's a place in Foxborough that makes their own cheese,
Yeah.
and I happened to. It's not like a real big production. So a friend of mine was smoking fish there, so I went by. He's like, check this place out.
Yeah.
Goes in this underneath this barn, this fridge of cheese, and I'm like, holy shit, nothing even close to size of cheese.
Yeah.
Like that. They were just balls of cheese, just in a fridge. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. Never seen anything like that. And then there's this.
Yeah, there's that.
Wow.
And I'm like, they need to just stop doing what they're doing.
It's crazy because even like, I don't know the legitimacy of this, but like the tour guide is like, yeah, even if like cheese has been in the fridge for too long, she's like mold can't like
You can't hurt it.
it can't penetrate the cheese.
Yeah.
Just
Like
scrape
just
the mold
like
off
just
and keep
cut the
going.
mold
Oh, yeah,
off
I've
and
done
eat
that.
it.
I've
Scrape
done
it
that.
off. I'm thinking,
I take
Never
the
done
risk.
that,
I'm
but
like,
I
this
will
lady's
now.
crazy. But now I'm like, oh, I guess so.
I mean,
don't
cheese
know.
is technically mold. Like we are.
Yeah,
You're
no,
aging
Yeah, you're
cheese.
right.
it all the math, like
Right.
Plus,
when you look
clearly
at
there's
it.
When it gets to the
bacteria.
United
Because like
States,
3 nights ago,
by
I went
then it's
to
mold.
I made
Yeah, yeah.
pasta and I went to put a little cheese on top, and the shredded cheese came out and like big chunks of mold. And I'm
No,
like,
that-
we'll
that-
scrape that
yeah.
off the top and try again.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, that will throw
But
that out. Don't do that.
yeah, I guess
Yeah, the shredded one I'm out.
That's
Yeah.
different.
Toss that
That's
one.
different.
the cheese probably ate it. I maybe I was just so excited that it seemed like more, but it was incredible, and we were able to partner this with pretty much like the 3.
The big 3.
They call it what is it? They call it something of Parma, and it's the Parmesan cheese and the Parma ham. It's like the Prince of Parma or whatever they call it, something like that. And we were able to do everything because it's like that's that region's like bread and butter.
The cheese part was the longest part.
It was the longest part for sure. Yeah. It was also the most. I don't know. The Parma ham was also in depth too, but it was super in depth. It was super cool. It wasn't even weird walking around. And people are working. They don't want to look at you. They have no care in the world. Like they have to make this cheese.
Yeah. I got to get this ball of cheese out of here in 30 seconds.
Yeah. But they also like are really cool with like you being in the way.
But also shove your arm in this cheese.
Yeah,
vat.
yeah. Like let us know if these cheese curds are ready yet.
If
yeah.
you're gonna be here, get to work.
Yeah,
Stir
exactly.
this while
Yeah.
I do this. Yeah.
Every day, every morning, the milk that comes in gets like chemically tested to see if maybe there was more acidity in the grass the cows were eating or whatever, the pH balance,
Yeah,
all
'cause
these different things.
It'll mess up the whole batch.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they adjust their.
Holy shit.
They might adjust their temp times, their temps, or their cook times, or
To
their
accommodate
salting.
for the acidity level in the
Exactly,
milk.
and then change everything. So every single morning that stuff's tested. It's 6 p.m. the milk is dropped off, and it's 6 a.m. the milk's dropped off. And the milk from 6 p.m. is what's used during the day, and the milk at 6 a.m. is what's used at night. So
Yeah.
there's like a time lapse
Yeah.
where it sits because it's raw. So like
You can sit
what do you call it? Comes to the surface. I'm drawing a blank of what comes to the surface.
way or the curd.
No, like I think like the fat is actually
Yeah,
what
it's like
rides
the fat
rides-
content
So they
that
skim that
separates.
off, and then they
Yeah.
use that for other stuff like a soap
Like,
or something.
Like colostrum and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
whatever like the real word is for it is. I've known a lot, but I drew a blank on that one.
Yeah,
and
they do use everything though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dry some of it. They keep some. And then they leave a lot of it. I think they leave it all there in Italy.
yeah,
Like I don't think you could get it here,
there's nothing because
even like the whey or anything.
immediately actually we didn't ask about the cheese, but the guy
Is it
we were on
whey?
the tour,
Is it whey? Whey?
WHEY,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
the guy we were on the tour with, because his like daughters were like quote unquote like involved in making the cheese wheel. He was like, yeah, I just want to buy a wheel, and
yeah,
they're
he
like,
was like a classic New York dad. He was like, "Yeah, I want to buy this one, like the one that my girls put their hands in. Like I'm trying to buy it."
and they were like,
and they were like,
You know,
"No,
you
can't-
can't
just
export
can't
this.
do that.
Yeah,
you
never
can't
know which
export
one
it.
You'll
is.
never know which one it is. It's not ready.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they can tag it for him or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like
And they're like, no, we don't export anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't have this.
so yeah, you just can't really do
And
it.
he was looking to like take it home today.
I don't think he was looking to take it home today. I think he was looking to purchase
Like,
like
ship
a
it to his
wheel
house.
Previously
Yeah.
purchased and get it shipped to him later on.
Yeah.
and get it shipped to him.
It's very
maybe in like 12,
Willy
24
Wonka
months.
and what's
That
her name,
would've
Violet
been-
Beauregard.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
shipping
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah.
I want a gold goose.
Yeah, I mean to ship home.
Yeah, because he was like, I mean, what does it cost? And she was
Yeah,
like,
what's
it's
it
not
gonna take?
happening.
What do you think?
Yeah, everything has a price. I'll ship it.
What do you think a cheese
Yeah.
wheel
Coming out
costs?
DHL van.
Oh shit.
Huh, Mark? What do you think a cheese
So if
wheel
it's
costs?
90, so if it's
What do I
95
think a cheese wheel
pounds.
costs?
All right,
I
in
didn't fucking
in
know.
like over there, or over here.
In euros.
Euros.
So I guess. Well, no. My question is like, is it more expensive over there than it would be over here, or less expensive because it's made
I
there?
only
less-
know. I only know
I
what
have a
full
feeling
wheels go
it's-
for
I
there.
think it's probably less than.
What is
it's less
euros?
there.
Euros
So if it's
value
95
is
pounds.
less,
I think
right?
it's
Well, no, the euro's worth more.
Worth more
I think so.
than our money.
Well, it depends on what day it is. I mean, really.
Right.
But
Yes, I think when we were there, $1 was like $1.13
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
euro.
so
All right.
if it's 95 pounds done, I'm going like $6 to $7 a pound.
$6 or $7 a pound. Okay, let's make me have to do some little math here. Little
Like,
math.
I'm gonna go.
Uh-oh, what's John?
I'm gonna go
listening to?
$6.50 for a wheel.
It's the thinking music.
Oh, the thinking music.
No.
Oh, wow. How much did you say?
$6.50 a wheel.
$6.50 a wheel. I don't know, Mark. What do you got?
$6.50 a wheel. I don't know. Google ruined me right now. Didn't help me out.
Is that
That's
$6.50
cheating. I'm just
euro or
guessing.
I'm not
USD?
cheating. You use
Well,
your fucking
over there, I'm
phone.
gonna go euro.
Okay. All right.
Fuck.
Call
Putting
it
you on the spot, man. It's tough.
$7.50 a euro or US, whatever.
650,
euro.
650 euros.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's gonna be like $12.
I think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll say. I wish I knew what the euro value was at 650. That's what I want to know. American dollars.
Probably like $7.50 American, $7.25 American.
Yeah. No, wouldn't. It would be less.
Oh. Well. I was
Anyway.
we're gonna pay more. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I'll say 550.
Anyway, it ranges between 500 and 700 euro per wheel, depending on its age.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in the ballpark.
Once you get
Right, above
once
the
you get
ballpark.
north of that 36 months, it really gets wild because you're paying for a wheel that weighs less but costs more.
Well, what about the 110 month one?
I who knows? I don't.
That's got to be crazy money, right?
We bought
Yeah, I'm sure.
we bought a 30 month.
So does that because at that point there's less of those?
yeah,
that age, so,
'cause
like, it starts to become more and more rare
It's hard
thing.
to keep something in there.
Of
You're
course.
taking up storage space
People
for
are buying
8
like
years.
the 24 to 36 months to like shave and put on pasta.
Yeah.
Sure.
But the 110, they're like, I don't even know if they'd serve it in a restaurant, but like very small.
You could order like a piece of it in as like a dessert with your like whatever after.
Like a fig jelly or something along those lines.
yeah, exactly.
But after that, it really gets wild as far as pricing goes.
$615 American money for a wheel of fucking cheese. That's wild.
But that would last you
But
for
it's a
so
huge
long.
cheese.
I know.
That's 95
it
pounds
might
of cheese, Mark.
It might last
That's a
you
lot of
guys.
cheese.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking savage.
So the crazy thing is I was like, who's
Yeah.
buying?
Mark would have hit his vape for a couple hours and
Wheel's
40
gone
pounds of
in a
that
week.
thing would be
wheel's
gone.
gone in a week.
yeah. I was like, who's buying a wheel?
He's making English muffin pizzas with it. Yeah.
Obviously, restaurants,
Yeah,
right?
all the restaurants.
She's like,
Right, of
no,
course.
she's
Plate
like-
those up. There's 100.
No,
This is a question you asked.
For $20.
Yeah.
Okay.
and she's like, no, I have a wheel.
she has like a
I have-
quarter wheel.
That's awesome.
The
I
wheel.
want a wheel.
Yeah,
of
and
cheese.
she like just keeps. So then she's like, yeah, if ever anybody comes over, like I have cheese.
Yeah,
I
just,
just-
I
Well, I
just
mean,
have
at
a
that
wheel.
point, like it's just out to the air, right? So like you can just store it.
Yeah, that's what
Dry
she said.
store.
Yeah, you,
Yeah, you don't even have to put it in the fridge, right?
yeah.
No.
110
What?
months- You can get 5-6 years out of that.
Yeah, I
thing.
think she had like a
Wait, you don't have to
basement
refrigerate
room.
it?
No.
Like she leaves it in a basement room, like the cooler room.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
like a cool, dry, like
Yeah.
moistury area.
wine cellar.
But
Wow, really?
But yeah, those restaurants that do the like truffle pasta and the cheese wheel, that's what they use. They just cut
Yeah.
the top of that off and
Yep.
torch it. I would eat that for dinner every night.
Yeah.
we will soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. So
No, I'm going to be eating carbonara for dinner every night.
I know.
there we go.
Switch it up, John. Enjoy your
He's a
vacation, will you?
creature of habit.
That was the amazing world of making a Parmigiano Reggiano
dude, that's
wheel
so
of
cool.
cheese.
I knew this was gonna be worth it. I fucking knew it.
Uh,
I did see that mozzarella making workshop.
Yeah, we should do that.
There you go. That's cool because all cheeses are made differently. Because
Yeah.
what I'm telling you here, they completely different. Obviously it all comes from milk, but like their process is completely.
Yeah,
completely
finished
different.
mozzarella comes like right out of the vat. It's like wet.
It's done,
Yeah.
ready to
It's
go.
like it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be aged.
Oh, you
Yeah.
could just
Yeah.
squeeze it while
Yeah.
it come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you definitely should because it'd be a completely different take on
Yeah.
on making cheese. So the tour consisted of the cheese, consisted of the balsamic, which is way more interesting than I thought it was going to be, and then the prosciutto di Parma ham, which we partook in, and I think my excited face really came into when the giant room of hanging prosciutto hams was, that's where it was for me. Like that was the peak level of excitement. So these hams here,
There we go.
we're gonna look at those. Those are our boys. So they cut up the hams. What they do is trim off like a bunch of the stuff. So it's just purely made from the back legs of Italian pigs.
I was going to ask you what section.
It's the back legs of the Italian pigs. They come from that region. So they come from the Parma region.
It's Italian pig thighs.
It is definitely Italian pig thighs. So they leave the bone in during that process, and only at the end do they cut it out. These guys, each one will trim about 480 of those per day.
Does anyone find it weird they have to be totally suited up, but the cheese people dunking their arms and everything is not a big deal?
That might be more
fair
their
point.
preference.
I'm just like,
Fair point. We are also fully suited up.
oh shit, really?
We are.
Yeah.
You're in a
we
different
are-
factory
We're in a
altogether.
completely different factory at this
What,
point.
what are all these on the floor?
That is scraps
scrap.
of.
It's like meat scraps.
That is what a hot dog's made
This
of.
is another
John.
Yeah.
thing that would.
yeah. John knows a hot dog.
Yeah,
Love
that's a
it,
Coney
hot
Island.
dogs, pal.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Another
Becca,
thing.
look away.
Yeah.
This would never happen in the U.S.
So- No. So we are
scratches
at
on the
a
That's a
a
solid
brand
thigh right there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
a brand
Shit.
called Conti Prosciutto di Parma.
That's
they're,
a big brand.
They're in the Parma region. Fifth generation, over 200 years old. We met the current matriarch, I guess I would say,
Yeah.
of
The meat man.
family. Meat woman.
Matriarch's woman.
Meat woman.
Meat woman. So the Parma ham stuff is way more in depth than I thought it was. There is so much that goes into it. It is salted. Actually, I wrote it down how long it's salted for. Let's see. What do we got here?
Also important to note that
Yeah.
all of these factories, one, they look like total fucking dumps on the outside, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
All of them.
All of them looks like the abandoned buildings from the outside, and they're all within 20 miles of each
Yeah.
other. All of them.
No kidding.
Any prosciutto di Parma is all made in this one area.
That's it.
Shit.
If it's made outside of this area, it's just prosciutto.
Yep.
It has to be prosciutto
It's
di
not
Parma to be
prosciutto
made
di
here.
Parma, yep.
So they get salted. When they get trimmed up, they get salted. Those are sat for about 18 to 20 days. This is done twice.
This is before anything's cooked or smoked or anything. This is all just
This is
cured.
just
raw.
hanging meat.
This is just
This is-
the
it's
fresh
being cured, yeah.
hanging pig legs. They get trimmed up. They get salted. There are salting experts, people who know exactly where to salt them. They look at the leg. They see where there is high fat concentrations, thicker skin, whatever it might be, and they know exactly where to salt these legs. They get salted, like I said, 18 to 20 days. This is done twice. Then they get rinsed off. They get massaged. So they actually physically get massaged. And not by a person. They get passed through a machine that kind of rubs them down. It tenderizes them. They then get salted again and put on, I think what you saw, that kind of refrigerated section earlier.
That
And
was-
it would be about, I don't know why I dropped them out of order. That's
This
a
one?
bummer. Yeah, they get put there. It's about 0 to 3 degrees Celsius in there. And they're in there for probably another 18 to 20 days, because in the end it adds up to about 4 months of salting and waiting and salting and waiting.
And that's it. They don't. It never gets smoked or cooked
So
or
that's
anything. right?
right, zero is
Yeah, it's
right
just
at freezing
cured.
temperature.
Yeah.
Zero's 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah. So then they're hand dried. So they're taken off of that. They're hand dried. And then the hams are moved upstairs. In traditional speaking sense, they move them in the old places as you kind of moved up in your building. It got a little bit warmer. So they move upstairs to a higher temperature of 14 to 15 degrees Celsius. And this is still part of the pre-aging process. We're not even aging them at this point. And that's where they are in this sense right here. In this specific photo, these are in how many floors were there?
I think 3 or 4.
So this is the upstairs from the cooler room.
So previously the guys cutting were just on the first floor. That's where the cooler was. That's where the guys cutting are. Now are on the second floor. This is where they're going to sit and
At 14 degrees roughly.
exactly, yeah, roughly around there. We'll kind of
Celsius.
get into some of the funny traditions of making prosciutto di Parma that even Italy had to be like, man, you got to stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even they're like, oh, okay.
We don't have any rules, but no.
Then they get moved up again to the next floor, and that's where they sit for the next 3 months.
Is that this one?
No, these are the guys there. We get in these giant freight elevators that these racks fit in. That you see these are. That's this right here. So these sit here for about 3 months, and now we're 7 months into the process. So 7 months into these legs at this point.
7 months?
7 months.
That's crazy.
7 months. The last step of the process.
Craig, you're late to the party. This is what they cut them on, this table right here.
Fucking kid, man. So now we can't rewind YouTube?
I like that. That's smart.
He pays for premium. That's why he can always do it. No one else can do it. He never couldn't figure out why, and he pays for premium.
So he couldn't rewind because he was paying for
No,
premium?
he can.
No, he can.
Oh, he can.
Nobody else can.
So he's bringing up shit from 45 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Craig, they cover the meat in a paste called sugna, which is pork fat, rice flour, salt, and pepper, and that's what keeps the meat like soft and supple, but also protects it for its final stage of the long-term curing. And then in the further photos, for some reason, they have to get hung on wooden,
Has to be wood.
has to be wooden frames they hang them on.
Is this the thing that Italy was like, come on, guys?
No, it's
Oh, okay.
not.
Yeah.
There I am. Look how happy I am. Look at that. That smile happened twice. There at my wedding and there.
That's actually a good
Corey's
question.
just happy
Craig,
right now.
Craig asks, how is the smell? That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Honestly,
but
not
it's
bad. Like, it
refrigerated, right?
smells like
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's why it
refrigerated.
won't smell.
Yeah.
It smells like meat,
It's not
but not
rotting,
bad.
though.
No,
No.
not at all.
Smells like cold cuts. There, that
sorry,
smells
but-
like I'm just inside of a
No, I made
prosciutto
a
di
feel
Parma.
Those pictures, those look like weird beehives. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
It does. It
Like,
looks
that looks
bizarre.
like really
Yeah.
weird beehives.
This room smells like delicious prosciutto.
But they
happiness,
have to be
yeah.
hung on wooden racks.
Yep.
It's got to be something to do with like the transfer of like, when you like smoke something, you put it on in wood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I really
Yeah.
don't know.
Is it like a cedar rack or is it special wood or is it just
No, dude,
regular
it's
Hey,
fucking
John.
doors?
2x4s. I don't.
Two
it's
by
just like-
fours.
yeah.
So what was the weird thing that
So as they move to the top final floor,
that's after this?
we're on the top floor
okay,
here.
yep.
They would up until when was it? 80 something,
Yeah, 1980 something.
1980 something. So all of these places have these balconies, these wraparound balconies.
Yeah.
All of these would then get pushed outside and left outside to cure.
That's
Like
another thing where like they don't care about the bacteria and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so, they would just push it outside for the day.
Yeah,
Sit-
they're
let it
living,
sit in
like,
the sun.
20 years longer than us. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
thriving
They've got it
over
figured
there.
out.
Yeah.
But I guess so. In pure Italian fashion, they were like, you can't put them outside. So they're like, cool, all right. So there's windows everywhere,
Yeah.
and they just open the
just-
windows.
yeah.
So it's like
They're outside.
They're not outside. But then there's just rooms in rooms in rooms that look just like this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's tens of thousands of Parma hams.
Going on the like structural integrity of these buildings, that's a lot of weight, right?
It's
And
Yeah.
they
That
do
is
all
a
those by
fucking
hand?
ton of weight.
I wish I had a
Every single
photo
one of those
of
done by
that
hand.
By
outside.
fucking hand. Wow.
every single one is done by hand.
Like one of those hawks has to weigh like 35, 40 pounds each.
I wonder if Craig's grandfather used to have all the meats in the basement and stuff.
Every single
Okay,
one
this is what it looks like from the outside.
looks like
It's
gray
just like
warehouse.
A weird warehouse building.
Yeah.
Wow, that is weird.
And they
yeah,
all
it looks
look
like
like
just
that.
like an abandoned building in an industrial park or something.
They all look
No,
like that.
the only thing that
Windows
Craig's
closed up.
grandfather aged from the time that I was 10
whiskey.
that I can remember was Budweiser. I remember him handing me a beer. He didn't drink, but he would keep beer in the house for other people. I remember being
guy.
like, I was probably like 19 or 20, and me and Craig went down there, and he was like, "Oh, you guys want a beer?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I cracked this beer, and I took a sip of it, and it was like I took a sip of a loaf of bread. I was like, and I look on the date, it was like 98.
Jesus.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. He aged milk.
yeah. No.
Not
My parents had
intentional,
one
yeah.
Miller Lite in the back of the fridge because nobody drank beer.
Yeah.
From when I was like 10 years old till the time I got to high school. And there's just one Miller Lite chilling out in the back because my uncle came there once and left it.
Might have been solid at one point.
Canned bread.
Canned bread, yeah.
Canned bread?
Yeah,
The
that was
fuck is that?
the Budweiser that
Yeah.
turned. It
Oh,
might as well
yeah.
have turned into a loaf of bread. It was aged for so long.
That's funny. Shit.
So there's just
Jared
like the,
finished his.
He did.
Fucking Jared.
saw
I
it.
worry about him.
just like the Parmesan cheese, it requires a special person with a special degree in testing these hams. Now they don't test every
Did
single
they test
one.
them with a mallet?
They do not. Does anyone know what they tested them with? Huh, Mark? Do you know?
No, I know.
A salt content meter.
They
See,
do
let's
not.
talk about that fucking.
You want to talk about that? I'll tell you right about
Yeah,
that.
please.
That
Other
quality.
than the branding on it, I'm more
That-
concerned about the grayness.
Oh no, that right there. That is actually what they rub it. That's the sugna. So
yeah,
that
that's like
is
that's
the
like gotten
the-
old.
That's like the
I mean,
wax
it's
seal.
definitely funk.
the rice flour. Yeah.
All
That
right.
branding is done by the Consortium of Prosciutto di Parma, which is a special. You have to have a degree in order
to put that branding on there.
in order to you take a horse bone that is filed to a needle like thing.
A horse bone?
A horse bone.
What do they test it with, Craig?
Yeah, Craig, tell us what they test it with before Corey tells us.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, so a horse
I'll
bone.
wait for this one.
And there are 5 test spots that are standardized that they have to test. So they put the horse bone in and they pull it out really fast and they smell it. And apparently horse bone is the only thing that retains the actual smell of the Parma ham, so they can test it to see.
Also, like, how did they ever figure that out?
I was going to be the next question.
I always
How
wanted
many
like
animals had to
yeah.
die before they figured out a horse?
That's why I was like, I always wanted like, who's the guy that figured out like
do-
you can like boil like tea leaves and make a drink
And
out
then,
of
they
it.
can,
You know?
and then they just smell it. And if it smells right, it gets the stamp.
It gets the stamp. It's the double crown of the CPP, and the guarantees that it is a true Parma ham. If it does not get that stamp, then it is just a ham.
A thin needle bone.
Yeah.
Yep. A horse bone specifically.
A horse bone. It's a trange, Trange is what it is. It's made from a horse bone. It's inserted into 5 critical points in the ham.
Huh.
The reason the horse bone is used is that it is only material that retain the smell of the ham.
So weird.
It is super weird.
Did you get to smell a horse bone needle?
So our tour guide had a horse bone needle. She showed us. She was like, however, no one can poke a ham.
Yeah, you're not
unless
certified.
you're the consortium. So she's like, I can show you this. I can show you the points, but like we cannot poke a ham. And I was like, can we?
I mean, $12 a pound or $14 a pound.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was like,
lot of meat lost.
can
What
Don't
if you just
fuck it
don't
up.
tell?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
what
like-
if no one's looking?
Can we? Because then the next question was, well, you poke it now, it's open. And she's like, what they do is they repack it with that stuff to make sure it's closed.
That's the the dusty stuff.
Yeah, the dusty stuff that's on there. It's a lot of times if you
The
get
dusty
like
stuff that's on there is definitely mold. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
molded over.
Yeah, yeah.
That they cut
Don't
off.
say
Yeah.
that.
no, it is.
Well, no,
It
you
is.
just scrape it off.
Also,
Man.
we touched all the meats too.
Yeah, touch all the meats. She's like, you see
So
this
what? You
one?
scrape that off and the meat's still good underneath? Is
Yeah,
that the
so-
deal?
Exactly.
After
Really?
its curing
Yeah,
point,
literally.
they will wash it down, cut the bone out the inside, and wrap it up and sell it.
Yeah, so they really do cut the mold off.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's it.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm sure.
and that is why they don't export to the United States.
because of the mold
because-
situation.
There's only
The FDA rules are too strict
Yeah.
with their whole mold situation.
So when I worked in the deli, we would get the prosciutto, and it was a semicircle. It was this weird shaped semicircle.
Yeah,
it was
so-
very thin, and
Motherfucker,
everyone
dude.
wanted it shaved paper thin. Like, give me 2 pounds of prosciutto, and your arm is falling off because
Yeah.
you're shaving for like 10 minutes, just
so there's a
relentlessly.
Ryan was just talking
How
about
big are
shaving
the legs?
prosciutto.
Those are big legs.
Big
So
legs.
big.
Those
Well,
are big
picture
legs.
the size of that pig that we went to go try to adopt.
That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
That pig was huge.
So what Ryan was just saying was, you cut the prosciutto, right? So there is a specific machine. There's a specific machine they use. It's a Birken, Berken, slicer that has a very specific blade, and it spins at a certain rotational speed, so it does not heat up the ham because you do not want to cook it at all. You
and
do
you
not
want
want to heat it up.
as thin as humanly
Mm-hmm.
possible.
You want it so thin that like,
Like
the,
paper
read a
thin.
newspaper
It like
through it.
melts.
the heat of your hand just by picking it up, it'll start to melt in your hand. Yeah.
If that's what people expected of me, and I'm like, I'm working with a Hobart slicer here.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that Birkin is about $15,000. We got to see one, and I was like, "Do you have one?
So
Do you have this?"
Yeah.
And she was like,
No.
No, I do not. I do not."
Also, the other cool thing when you're in these rooms is that you can see the fat like dripping off of them, off the hams,
Yeah,
which
That
was
is
really
cool.
cool.
yeah. It's just like all of that moisture being drawn out of the ham.
It's funny that I always called this meat sushi. You know, when you go to the grocery store and you get the shitty Americanized prosciutto and cheese, and it's like
Yeah.
pre-rolled
Yeah.
up. I just call that meat sushi.
Yeah.
It's really like meat sushi because it's
It
just
is.
a raw
It's
ham.
literally just like meat sushi.
And then they also get approved based on fat content.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not fatty enough, it's not prosciutto di Parma. It doesn't get approved. There has to be like that huge fat cap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some are too lean. Some are too thin.
And then those will be just ham.
Those will be just hams. So it's really hard. I mean, and again, there's nothing wrong with it just being prosciutto. But like,
Or just ham for that matter.
Or
It's
just
still
ham,
just
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
even
Yeah.
our tour guide was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's way cheaper.
she's like,
You just buy it just ham."
yeah, we
Not the same.
yeah, she's all the same. But even
I say it's not the same.
I mean,
no, it definitely tastes different.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's because like the fat
Sure.
is so good
Yeah.
on it.
But even for her, she's like, yeah, like if we're having like a party, like we'll just buy like regular ham because it's so much cheaper. We're getting so much, and like they would have a table like full of this stuff, you know. But in order to get like actual prosciutto di Parma ham, it's crazy. Now recently I went into a deli right near us called the Italian Corner Deli.
Oh, the one right in East Providence.
Yep.
Or Seekonk Line.
And I scanned, and they have real prosciutto di Parma hams from a company called Negroni, which is actually, I Googled it, is like 3 buildings down from this one.
Oh, no.
And
shit.
they're real PDO prosciutto di Parma hams. And they have it there.
Negroni like the drink Negroni?
Negroni like the drink. Yeah,
was
yeah.
gonna say the same
Negroni
thing.
just like the drink. Yeah.
Okay.
So as I say, like 2 weeks ago, I went to the Italian Corner for the first time ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
I'd heard about it for years from people I work with. I just never went there.
What'd you get?
I got I think it was like the everything, right? So it was like all the beets.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Holy crap, was that delicious? They have that green paste they put on there.
Salsa verde.
Oh,
I've never been there before.
Ooh.
Wow, you should
Dude.
go.
Yeah.
You guys get food early enough, you could hit it before
Oh, yeah.
the show.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely should.
you
I've
could
been
definitely
going
hit it
there
before the
since
show.
I was
I
like-
drive
I love a
right
good
by it on the
sandwich.
way here. Let me know and
Love a
I'll
good
order it and pick
sandwich.
it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
Usually,
like yelling, dude. The large, it put me down for a day and a half. I didn't eat for a day and a half. It was.
hey, well,
Right
listen,
by
watch.
the large.
You have a better metabolism than I do. Clearly.
Shouts to Revival Morning. If I knew we were getting this deep into ham, I'd have glazed up way earlier. Oh, Josh, you don't even know.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was like, I don't want to get deep on the other show. I knew I was coming on. to
Well,
do
last
this.
week I heard you and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going on topics next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna go in deep dive.
Josh was asking me about it. I was like, listen, I can't get too involved into this. I'm just gonna touch the surface, but I'm saving it all.
Yeah.
For the
We're just
show
going
here.
to scratch the mold off the surface.
Yeah.
So yeah, the prosciutto di Parma hands blew me away. I mean, the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, but like my face walking into that, like we go up this giant service elevator that fits those racks in it. So huge elevator.
That's enormous.
And then it just opens up. The lights are off, and you take a step out, and the lights turn on, and it was just like dum dum dum. I just lights, and it
Like
was
the Indiana Jones warehouse. just keep
hands
lights,
as
keep
far as
turning
I
on.
could see. And I think I actually was like, what the fuck? Like blown away. And
Yeah,
every
we have a video in our tour guide. I'm like taking a video, and you see Corey in it. Oh, thank you. And she's like, "Look at his face!"
because like I just wouldn't stop. I was like, take a photo of me here. Take a photo of me here. Take a photo of me here.
Yeah.
Take a picture of me with this meat.
Yeah, take a photo of me. This. And I was so excited. It was unreal. Before we got to the actual Parma ham tour, we got lunch with the tour guide, which was incredible. We touched on it earlier. It was really cool, just like Catherine and I and the tour guide. And we go to this tiny like restaurant on the side of a country road. Clearly, she had been there because like they knew who she was and whatever. And she's like, I like to do my Parma ham tasting here because it's just easier to sit down, get a glass of wine, whatever, like comfortable, break up the day. Then like I'm gonna feed you ham like in the middle of this room. It's kind of weird, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's all about the ambiance.
yeah. So
is.
she
She
takes
appreciated it.
Yeah.
the ham comes to the table and she's like, I'm gonna show you how to like like taste like your first
Yeah.
piece of ham.
Like eat ham like the Italians.
Eat
do.
hams like Italians, and she takes.
They have like a method and a science behind like
Everything.
Everything.
the
All right.
I-
So how
honestly,
do
I
you eat
respect
ham
it.
like an Italian?
pairing.
Listen,
Yeah.
you take the piece of ham.
Yeah.
You like
You
kind
didn't put a
of
photo of that up either.
you kind of crumple it. I didn't do a good job. Listen, I sent her the article,
Hey, I
the
think
link.
you've
Let
done
me
a
just
fine
say
job.
also-
I sent her. I was like, listen, add
didn't
anything.
ask
think-
You hear this? Welcome to marriage.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
great,
yeah.
isn't it? Is it fun? Is it so far?
I'm having
Was
a
that a
party.
good decision?
Yeah. You take it and you like ball it up a little bit in your hand, and then, no exaggeration, you take it from your chin and you go, drag it up your face past your nose to like get it all in, and then you eat it. And
I gotta say, him
All right,
in this,
so-
this whole
I
get
love
up
this picture.
and the striped shirt, you like the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
dude,
I like just sitting on the tree being a fucking creep.
I could not get that suit on
Okay,
fast enough.
This is the meat, and I swear it was
man.
melting.
Fucking looks so good.
Actually melted.
Also, you wonder if there's tricks they play on tourists. Like, yeah, drag it up your face,
No.
rub it on your forehead,
No, 'cause,
and then
like,
stick it in your mouth.
I
so good.
like. I watched her do this,
That
and I
looks
was like, well, "This is
incredible.
insane." And then she like took
I
the
mean, I'm
next
just gonna
one
eat it.
and did the same.
Oh yeah, that like
As
fat
I'm
cap
coming
is
up.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
There it goes.
Oh,
And then she also got us some other forms of ham. One called culata and one called culatana, and they are just like differently cured, like much more kind of like super like succulent, like almost like way more fatty versions of it. That was really good.
Also, another hilarious story about her is that obviously Corey and I were in Italy. We're eating pasta twice a day.
Yeah.
Every day.
We got pasta for lunch, obviously.
fucking pasta's great.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, I have to order a salad. Like I can't eat this way every day." And I was like, "I get it." So then she gets her salad, and her and Corey are talking, and I'm watching her, and she takes the olive oil on the table, and she's like drizzling it on her salad, drizzling it, and then like I look away, and I look
40
back,
minutes
and
later.
she's just like
Yeah.
Just,
dumping the olive oil on her salad.
Like
oh man.
it must have been a third of the bottle.
Yeah, no
went into
joke.
the salad, and just like she was watching what she was doing. Like she knew what was going on.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
was
like
a
she
wet salad
forgot.
later.
Yeah.
And she's just eating. And then the
The
crazy thing
soggy
is,
shit.
no. And then the
Leaf.
crazy thing is, you get to the end, and there was like no olive oil in the center because then she got the bread, she's scooping it all
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah. Oh, so
And I'm like,
okay.
so okay, so you can't eat pasta
Like a
every
nice
day,
serving of
but you can eat
pasta.
a third of a bottle
Well,
of olive oil.
let's be honest here. No one ever really turns down bread,
Never,
right?
never.
Even
never.
bread you don't like.
No, bread. Is,
You know.
Yeah.
That's the drug.
yeah, it's
Right?
it's a problem.
Ooh, I
So-
would normally get that. Fine.
yeah, I get the bread.
Little callback. We had Tobias and Danielle over a month or two ago, and Danielle was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring a salad." I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good, whatever. She shows up with this fucking salad. It's arugula, cantaloupe, and prosciutto with olive oil on it.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It was so good. Oh,
Like
and
all
like,
of those
and like
things.
fresh mozzarella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've made it like once or twice since then. Now
Yeah.
and Danielle was like, it's super easy to make,
Yeah.
major crowd pleaser. No one's ever had it before, and
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah, we would go places and just get like
Prosciutto and melon.
Yeah, prosciutto and melon.
Yeah,
Prosciutto
prosciutto and
bologna.
melon
Yeah.
is so good
So
together.
Yeah. So
And it's just like a combination. I guess you just wouldn't think of it, but when you have it, it's
Yeah.
yeah, because it's
great.
like super salty with something that's like
Not too sweet.
mildly
yeah, it's
sweet.
like a
Sweet enough.
semi-sweet.
It's
yeah.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as I've been talking at you for the past, I don't know,
Enough time.
2 hours, that was our Parma food tour.
Incredible.
Fucking
It
awesome.
was not even our last food tour, not even close to our last food tour.
No.
But that was our Parma food tour. And then I just had to include photos of what we thought was the absolute best meal we had on our entire trip. And it was
This lasagna.
that
Lasagna.
lasagna.
right. Shit.
That
mean, it
looks
looks
so
good.
good.
So
I mean, it doesn't look nearly as good as it actually was.
it's just like, it's so hard to photograph it because it's just a brick of
I
like,
almost feel like it was just made that way, singular, not even in a
yeah.
Yeah.
right. It's just perfect.
It was unreal. I can't even put into words how good it was. Actually, here's perspective of how good it was. Our tour guide, Valentina, who we had a beautiful photo of earlier,
the selfie.
the selfie.
Yep.
We said to her, "Hey, what's your favorite restaurant?" Right? And she says, "Oh, La Montanata." And we're like, "Huh, okay." And she's like, yeah, you're gonna have to like make a reservation or whatever. I forget how she really worded it.
Yeah, she said it was very small.
Very
You need a
small, yeah.
reservation.
And so we tried to get in one night, couldn't get in, but they were like, we can get a reservation the night after. Okay, cool, we'll take it. It's like 9:30, so like we're in. Perfect. We go. You got the tortellini and brodo?
I don't remember what I got. Maybe just the ragu, but like ragu or bolognese, lasagna.
That's her favorite
are
meal of all
both-
time.
That's like Bologna's food.
Yeah.
That's what they're known for. They're known for the lasagna. They're known for like the ragu, the meats and the not much red sauce. Actually, we found out
Yeah, very, very little red.
light on the red in their meat sauce. So yeah, I think I got that. And the problem was it was like 95 degrees every day we were there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we go to this. I mean, it's still 90 degrees at what was this 9 p.m.
9:30 at night.
Yeah, no AC.
But we're like, we're like, he's like, we have to get. They're known for the lasagna.
Yeah.
And neither of us are the biggest lasagna person either. So he's like, I'm gonna get the lasagna. I'm like, okay, I got whatever. He got the lasagna, and he was like, this is the best thing I've ever had. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I tried it. Like we talked earlier, I can't order the same thing. So I tried it, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't know if
holy
you missed
shit,
that. I
it's
think
so
they
good.
they cannot order the same thing. Corey doesn't give a shit. Catherine will not order the same thing.
Yeah.
can't do it.
She won't do it. She won't do it. So it's like always like we can't get the same thing.
Yeah, like if he
Rationale is
gets
so
what I was
weird.
gonna
Trick her?
get, I
What?
have to order
You ever
something
tried to
else.
trick her?
Change your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she asked you what you're gonna order, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. You did.
I just don't know if I care enough to like try and trick her.
But
you know,
you're right.
about the
I guess like if he
reaction.
ordered after
It's not the
and
Dylan
I
Hill
had
you're
already
gonna die
ordered
on.
it, I would be like,
Yeah. So we go to this place. I finish my lasagna. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. Catherine had it. She tried it. She's like, this is unreal.
It looks
As
so
we're
good.
paying our bill, we're like, do you have any openings tomorrow night? And the girl's
yeah, we're
like,
paying the bill. We're like, do you think we can just try to get a reservation for tomorrow? Like, we're just gonna come back.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I asked the girl, and she speaks broken English. She was like, okay, and had to like go look at the thing.
yeah.
We made a reservation for the
Say,
next
oh,
day.
my wife. So,
Yeah. Literally, the following night at 9 p.m., we went back. We were like, it's our last night in Bologna. It's
Yep.
the best food we've had here. I mean, that's
We both
saying
got the
something
lasagna.
because
And you both got lasagna.
we
we
ordered the
both
same
got
night.
lasagna. Yeah.
you got the lasagna at our favorite restaurant in Florence, right?
Yeah.
It was
I was
really
trying to find a picture of it.
All
It
of
looked
the
similar to
food
that.
It
in
did.
Bologna was out of this world.
Yeah. The
So
food
was it
Bologna.
meat based, vegetable based? Like what?
It's meat. Now, you know why I don't like lasagna? Because
ricotta.
here we put ricotta in it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as that there.
And heavy red sauce.
Yes.
Not at all.
And there it's like more cheesy.
This was like
It's a bechamel
Favorite, yeah.
and a
not very
pecorino.
saucy.
It's smooth. It's
Yeah.
so
And
good.
it's
Oh, shit.
so like
Super
soft
creamy. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
in
Uh,
the best way. But yeah, the food in Bologna is crazy. They're really known for mortadella,
Yeah.
which here I
Oh,
hate.
yeah.
Catherine
There,
went
I ate
off.
it every day.
Bologna with fat is
It
the way it
was
used to be
so
described. to me.
good. Bologna with fat is what it tastes like here.
Yeah.
There, it tastes like heaven.
No
Where
shit.
I saw you posted a picture, Catherine, of like a truffle pasta that looked really good.
Where was that?
Probably in Bologna, actually.
Probably in Bologna.
Yeah.
because that's
Oh no, maybe it was that other restaurant. That
Those
Those
random
pictures
restaurant
were
we found.
earlier on. Look at the big
what
vats
is
of
it?
So
tortellini.
now I want to go to Bologna.
Yeah.
I know, right?
You know,
Everyone should go to Bologna.
we were driving from Bologna to.
You can make a pit stop.
Yeah, we were driving
For
from
real.
Bologna to Santa Margherita Liguri.
It's not far from Florence.
They use
Perfect.
What's that?
Melly.
What?
But
Bechamel. Yes.
Bechamel, yes.
Yeah. Is his delay that far?
It's pretty far. Yeah.
Yes, it's bechamel.
And he,
Which
you
is
know,
why it's
he's
so good.
also doesn't really pay attention very well on a fucking phone call and other
It's Sean's
shit.
brother. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
He'll blame his kids. It's
oh,
all
he's
that.
blaming it on the train. He's blaming
Yeah.
it on the
Oh,
train.
bad train.
So
It's not that bad then. That was pretty quick.
yeah, it was pretty quick, right? Like I like to drive. I don't know if we like to drive. I like to drive, so we did a lot of driving. So the drive from Bologna to Santa Margherita Liguri, which was where our next stop was, I think was what? How many hours if we just stayed on the highway?
4.5, 5 if we did it straight.
If we did it straight, but we chose the like no highways, no tolls, and we're driving through like Emilia Romagna, through Tuscany, right into the
The
Liguri
sights
region.
must have been great.
I mean, unreal.
Right.
Well, that's why we do it.
Yeah,
Insane.
that's awesome.
And we're like, we gotta find this lunch place. We'll find a lunch place. So like the travel
Me, the travel agent.
travel agent. I was like, I want to say travel guide.
Yeah,
She's
like the day before, I was like, I want to take this route. Like, I would rather find somewhere random to like stop on the way than go to like a town or something.
Yeah.
That's how we ended up booking that Airbnb on the East Coast, it's like we're going to be with 25 people at that yoga retreat.
Yeah.
And it's like, this will just be kind of the middle of nowhere. We'll be
Yep.
there for 2 days just to like kind of take a breath.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll find cool shit there.
Of
You
course. I mean, it's
absolutely
impossible
will.
not
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
There's a hike with alpacas that we might do.
That
Yep.
sounds fun.
Like, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a
Hike
concept.
with the alpacas.
John shaving him to make a sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So she finds.
They
Oh yeah, so my
spit.
I put my travel agent hat on,
Yeah.
and I find this random restaurant in this random town in
Called
Italy.
Leone.
Leone. It was, and then I'm like, it gets like great reviews, and we're driving there, and Corey's like, "Where are we going?" We're like, "Up this hill." The road had it was just a hill.
Just the middle of nowhere.
It really was the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere, and we get there, and this restaurant is like this modern restaurant, and the views of the like Tuscan hills behind it were insane.
Movie worthy.
It really was movie worthy, and I
Wow.
think that's where I got the truffle pasta.
Yeah. I do think
And then
that's where
we
it's
were
from.
there, and I was like, "This place is so fancy, and everybody speaks Italian. Like, we don't belong in this
Yeah.
random town."
Translate.
They're like, "What are you,
They
American?"
definitely got a kick out of it for sure. We ordered we ordered a prosciutto, and the woman said something about adding some other kind of
Yeah, I
like
can't
salumi.
speak Italian, but I can understand it. Okay, and she said something about like we ordered the prosciutto di Parma, and she was like, and then like salumi, whatever, and I was like, "All right, we'll take it. Like, we want that.
Yeah.
Whatever you recommend." It was so good. It looked like normal salami, but it like melted in your
Yeah,
mouth.
it's a view from like the table we were
Damn.
sitting at,
That's awesome.
That looks like the picnic place we go.
Spot, yeah.
and it was just like it's an incredible meal. But yes, I do think that's where the truffle pasta came from.
And I think I have a photo that like they're so every like little region like they're all known for something.
Yeah,
That
And
was my
this one
favorite.
was, like, their
The
salami.
truffle pasta was my favorite meal we had there. That was that was cooked in the cheese wheel,
Oh, yeah?
and then
there
they
you
do the
go.
truffle on top of it. Yeah.
it's perfect. Yeah,
That was the same thing. We were just walking down the street in Florence. We're like, oh, that place looks good, and
Pop in.
and now
And there was like no wait.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got right
there's-
in.
that's
The
where I got my
woman
truffle
was like
pasta.
rolling fresh gnocchi in the window. We're like,
yeah,
"Whoa,
that's
here."
the picture I saw.
Come to find out, it's like one of the most
Yeah,
popular
there's the
restaurants.
guy just
Now this is
like
gonna be what you.
And it
And
was
that's
cheese
right
wheeling it up.
before
Salami.
Siesta time, so we got right in.
yeah.
But they have like a line down the block typically, so we're like, we got so lucky.
That's
Oh,
The salami, it was so much better than it looks actually.
That looks
Because it was
so
like
good.
melting in
it
your
looks
mouth.
amazing.
let me see it again. Oh, I miss her.
Has Craig ever been to Italy? Do you know?
I don't think so.
I
Yeah.
don't think so either.
And
I'm
you
not
showed
sure
them,
though.
you
But
showed them a photo of the view.
Yeah. I mean, the view was just insane.
It really was.
I mean, we were the youngest people in there by 20 years.
decades.
Yeah.
Only Americans.
Yeah, oh, definitely the only Americans.
Yeah, that's why they have the hot dog stand at the top of the Michelangelo Piazza in Florence.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just unbelievable. But yeah, we
So
just
speaking of hot dogs, Scott Norton's going to be in Italy at the same time as us.
no way.
Yeah, well,
What's he
he's
doing
gonna
there?
be in San Marino for is it an F1 race or something?
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah.
so next year.
Yeah, I had no idea that was even a thing. There's a landlocked country within Italy. Have you guys ever gone there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, the Vatican.
Yeah, but yeah, San Marino is just this landlocked country with a king that's
Really?
within Italy. It's so bizarre.
No, yeah, it's just
Where is
the,
it? in
the
Italy?
Vatican technically, or
It's
Like
It's on the
north?
coast because we had the map up before. I saw it.
yeah, it's near the East Coast. I'll pull it up.
yeah, I'm definitely curious to see where it is. I've heard of it, but no, we haven't. Obviously, we haven't been, but that was that's where we ended our Italian tour. It was in Santa Margherita, and that was it. And then we moved on to France. It was
It's a whole other podcast for the rest of the tour.
That's true.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be 17 hours long.
So how long were you in Italy and how long were you in France?
We were in Italy for I think a little over a week, and we were in France for
The
a
rest
little
of the
over
time,
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just under 2. Wow, look at that. Yeah,
it's
San
really
Marino.
small.
Tiny.
It's right in my north central Italy. Wow. Yeah. Oh,
not
it's
far
actually on
from
the other
Bologna.
side. Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
like directly east of Florence, like northeast of Florence.
Yeah.
So yeah, the place we're staying on the East Coast is like here.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Down further.
Is it down further?
Yeah.
Here.
I've
Either
never been
way.
over there.
Stop tickling the foot, John.
Oh yeah, because Naples is all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because we're basically going like this way and then down to the coast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's gonna rock. You guys are gonna have the best time.
Yeah, Amalfi Coast is so fun.
It's unbelievable over there. So
Can't
I mean,
wait.
you definitely can't wait. There's so
Very
much like
excited.
everything's like super fresh and like lemony. A lot of fish.
A lot of fish.
Yeah, a lot of fish, which is a little rough for me.
Love seafood. Oh,
Yeah,
you're not
it'd
a
be
big
tough for
seafood
me.
guy.
I know.
No,
I'd be
Yeah.
salted ham out the whole time,
But
probably.
yeah.
We would like in Amalfi Coast. I would have to just find one restaurant that served one thing that he would eat.
Anything.
Can a brother get some chicken fingers up in this place?
Something that wasn't from the ocean.
Usually it was
Go.
some piece of steak, some
Yeah.
way, but it just didn't matter. I was like, just
Yeah.
any
You eat
restaurant.
seafood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just
Everything.
I think she could probably
eat
just be a pescatarian.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely
Probably.
could be a
Yeah.
pescatarian.
Yeah.
If
She
it wasn't
loved
such a pain in the ass to prepare seafood,
Yes.
I would be a pescatarian in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. I wouldn't.
it all
I,
up.
I honestly wouldn't miss much about other stuff if I had cooked seafood readily
Yeah,
available.
like if it was easier,
yeah.
or like if you're going out to lunch or something and it was more common.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, it's hard to find the stuff, and I don't think I could settle for having like a vegetarian meal most of the time.
It's
I
not
would
hard
want.
to find. It's fucking expensive.
Well, that too.
That too.
Even being like a vegetarian
And that's the
or
thing,
vegan,
settling
like, that's
on
expensive too.
Like seafood from a place that you don't want to get seafood from
Well, that's the
is
thing.
not
That's
good
it.
too.
Yeah, yeah. My nephew had a tuna steak, and then within an hour, like broke on all these hives.
No, really?
So he went to the hospital and he was fine. But when you Google it, that's a common thing that can happen because if we're not fucking 5-star chefs.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of protein in it, it doesn't cook as well as you think it's cooking.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's a big deal.
Wow.
And it's
With like a proper fresh tuna steak, they say you only need to
the
grill
other
it for
part
like
of
a
it
few
too
minutes each
is
side.
it wasn't
Yeah.
right. But if it has a lot of protein in it, like the other part of it is depending where they're getting there.
The quality of the meat.
The quality of the meat, it's here. It's not going to Japan, so they're not that concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're only concerned about the shit going to
Yeah,
Japan.
the good
because
stuff
that's
goes
the
to
big
Japan.
fucking money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
we get the
yeah.
B cuts. Yeah.
Right. So that's the other part of it. None of us, like all sitting here, is going to know, like, oh, that's not going to cook well. We should not cook that.
Yeah, it's not.
you know.
I definitely wouldn't know.
The other part of it too is like, you don't know how long it's been sitting. Is in the fucking ice.
You know what you can't mess with? A fillet of fish.
Well, you can.
well, because it's not fish.
You can mess with it.
Gross.
You choose to. It's disgusting. We're not happy about it. The fact you keep bringing up and bragging about it doesn't look good.
You can wear your Crocs and eat your fillet of fish.
Is the fillet of fish a year-round thing now?
Always is.
It
yeah.
always is.
Always is.
I didn't know it was. I thought it was
Yeah.
a
You
seasonal.
Thought
No,
it was seasonal?
no.
It's fucking frozen, man. It's,
Yeah.
That's in Ronald McDonald's
Year
fucking
round.
freezer in the
I don't think
warehouse.
it's seasonal because they have to like wait till the right farming season. No, I thought it was seasonal because it was like like the
No,
McRib.
they
I was
just
just-
the McRib is a seasonal thing,
I
and then
always
they
thought
do
that-
they do a double fillet of fish, which is gross. The
That's-
ratio is all wrong.
Dude, a double?
Yeah, they do a double one.
So
You know, you
What's
should ask
seasonal-
The worst sandwich on earth
what's-
is more of that
Yeah.
sandwich.
What is seasonal is the best time of the year, which is the 2 fillet of fish for $3.33. That's a good season.
Well, everything you just said for the
I
past
couldn't even.
30 seconds has just been terrible.
Yeah, I couldn't even do it. And like
a great
I try,
sandwich.
so I'm not a seafood guy.
Yeah.
But every year I make it a goal to try 2 new things.
Oh,
He
Oh,
does
that's-
try it. He
of
tries
seafood.
it.
That's cool.
To try 2 new things of seafood, even just retry some stuff because
Yeah.
your body changes, whatever.
I like things I never liked years
Also,
ago.
it would make my life
Me too.
easier if I could find something. If I could find something,
so what have you tried this year?
grouper
And sea bass.
and sea bass.
Those
Okay.
are both
Sea
tougher
bass-
ones.
Yeah,
It
sea
was an
bass is
interesting
good though.
choice. I didn't know there was a limit to 2 tries, so
Yeah.
No,
and I
it's-
know that.
Those are
that
both
blue
like
water early
fishier
on that
fish,
one?
though.
These are probably real fishy.
It's not a limit. It's just like I make it like at least 2.
Cassie
Yeah.
had lobster for the first time this year.
I
Oh,
ate a
shit,
whole
really?
lobster roll.
And you liked it.
My thing is
good.
like
Yay,
lobster.
I love lobster.
Like the
Too.
first bite tastes great because it tastes like butter. The second bite tastes like lobster. I hate it.
Why is Craig
So it
just
wasn't really
deleting
the
messages?
taste.
I don't know. I don't know what he's
Towards the-
like.
Oh.
So you need attention?
I don't know.
Yeah, towards the end of the lobster roll, I started to think about what it was too much, and then I started to
Yeah.
slow down, and I didn't finish the last couple bites. But I,
I did that for years. Like I wanted
you
to,
like
I
other
wanted to
seafood?
have another option on the menu,
I like
right?
haddock.
Okay.
Like
That's something you
salmon,
should try.
Yeah, easy
shrimp.
try.
You could
Yeah,
try salmon
you like
too.
Like
stuffed
the generic-
quahogs.
stuffed quahogs.
If I make
are
scallops,
good.
I'll make scallops chili like a half a scallop.
Like stuffed
I
quail
like
hog is
scallops.
mostly
I don't like
stuffing,
scallops
right?
and
So
bacon.
you can get through
Yeah.
that.
Okay, those are always.
I
good.
tried the generic whites.
You don't like
the,
it without bacon.
The standard like white
Yeah,
fishes.
like cod, scrod, haddock.
Yeah.
yeah, cod.
Can't
I
do
tried
it.
a clam
Yeah.
cake the other day.
What
cake.
is it?
Cakes are good.
Is
Didn't
it a
even
texture?
have
Is
any
it flavor?
clams in
Well,
it.
like what?
Mahi-mahi's good.
Texture doesn't
Yeah.
bother me. It's like the flavor and the smell.
Yeah,
Hate it.
If it's fishy, it's not good.
that's right.
No, but like
That's the
even the
big
stuff
thing,
that
yeah.
even even like she gets something and she's like, "Oh my god, this is so fresh," or whatever. I'm like, all I can
smells fishy to
smell.
you,
Some
right?
stuff
I
that
feel the
is
exact
good and
same way.
fresh,
There's the-
certain fish,
There's
just
the fresh
that's like
fishy
salmon.
smell, and then there's like, all right, well, this is time's up.
We love salmon, and salmon has a stronger aroma, even if it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, even
I do salmon.
We like our salmon different, so he eats his like.
I eat
lighter,
mine a little more
cooked,
rare.
and I want mine like well done. And
Oh,
nice
I
and
like my
flaky.
salmon either raw, like
Yeah.
sushi,
Yeah.
or like
Jeez.
overdone.
Yeah,
No in
not
between.
in
Do,
between.
do you eat sushi?
Yes.
That's scary. No, you don't. I don't
No.
know that.
I can't.
yeah. You know what I had?
Oh, really?
I
You
had
sushi?
A5 Wagyu sushi.
I could eat sushi.
I don't know what that
every
means.
day.
It's
I love
literally
sushi.
A5 Wagyu
day.
strips of steak on beds of rice.
Sushi.
Hey, it wasn't.
There was rice.
At this place
like-
for $20 a plate. It
would
was
eat
sushi.
I was like his first sushi.
Oh man, that's
I
funny.
like yellowtail.
There was
That's
seaweed
my
under the
go-to.
rice.
Yeah,
I-
salmon's
I
my
won't do
favorite.
sushi.
Salmon's my favorite sushi.
Even if I cook, get a tuna steak, I want it cooked a little longer. Always.
It's
Just
more the
because of
seaweed I don't
my
like.
it's good
Sushi,
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real ocean tasting.
Yeah.
The seaweed flavor. Yeah. I think if she tried one of the ones that's like wrapped in like a cucumber or something,
Yeah, I
she'd
love
like
those.
it.
Probably
Yeah,
love
those are good.
that.
You had
Like the
swordfish?
melon cucumber ones.
I think I might have tried. Did you have swordfish?
I've
I
cooked
tried
swordfish before, or we've had it somewhere that you've
Yeah,
had it,
I
a
think
bite
I
of it.
tried it.
A lot
But-
of people
Another
say
good one.
that like if you don't like fish, swordfish is the one.
My
fish.
wife will try
Oh,
sword.
really?
She
It's the
tries
steak of
my
the sea, what
swordfish
they
the
say.
steak
every
of the
time.
sea.
Yeah.
And she doesn't eat anything that swims.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've
Have
tried
you tried
swordfish a
swordfish?
long time ago.
Yeah, that could be
It's been a
an
long
effective
time
one.
since I've
That
tried
could
it.
That would be a good one for you to add
Yeah.
to
My
your
kids
list.
both love swordfish because my mother will cook it once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a
I
different
still
texture.
can't do it.
Yeah.
I
than
cannot
normal
do it.
fish.
But to the
Same.
grouper and sea bass thing, it was just we were at a dinner.
Those are both fishy
She
fish.
got sea
It was
bass
so
and her father got grouper.
Grouper, we were in Aruba.
And so I was like, all right, well, I mean, fuck it. What's a little piece of this, a little piece of that? Hate both. All right, let's keep moving. But I got to keep trying something because I
I
got to
gotta show
find
you this
something.
picture.
Like one, because it just makes my life easier, right? If you just find something.
Sure. Have you done lobster?
Oh yeah, I've done.
Yeah, but when was the last time you tried lobster?
Last year, this summer, this summer.
Really?
Yeah.
When we the
summer.
night we
I
got
try lobster
engaged,
once a year, and it just
Lobster, I like
can't do
it, but I'm not like
yeah,
I
there it
would
is.
not
That one
I would
was
not-
delicious.
the night
Get
we
a
got
lo-
engaged.
get a lobster and break it all down. Like if I go anywhere, I'm like, yeah, lazy man lobster. I'm not paying this kind of money
Yeah.
like,
to
break
do
it
all the
apart.
fucking work.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get that.
And then honestly, like after all of it, I'm just like, I don't get it. Like I'll get a tail on like my fillet.
Yeah.
Did you
which
ever
is
come
awesome.
come
But
with
that's
us to
about
the
it. I'm like
seafood
good with the
buffet
tail.
at
I don't
H2O?
need the claws. I don't need to be
love the
sucking the fucking legs. Like I don't need to do all that shit.
Yeah.
Like this is ridiculous.
You want to put on the bib?
I don't need all that. Just bring it
Yeah,
to me
no,
so
I
can
want
just eat
lazy
it. I
man's
don't need-
Give me twin
Now
tails
I
and
need
a bowl
soup
of.
to eat my meal.
I don't want to take it apart.
I
I,
know,
I'm
want,
all
I
set.
want lazy man.
That's what I say. If I go to
I
Legals, I'm like
definitely-
lazy man.
Yeah.
Definitely never went to anywhere in Ocean City that had anything to do with seafood. The crabs.
Oh, yeah, the
none
crab
of them.
We
legs
used to
stuff.
do like Tom was a big seafood guy.
Yeah.
And we would go to this like 2-story all you could eat buffet.
Yeah.
And I'd be getting like chocolate pudding and chicken fingers, and he's putting this 17th crab leg on his plate
No.
and just mowing down
One of the
whole time.
first years I met Paul McGraw, we were at H2O, probably like 2013 or something, and we're at a restaurant and they had a claw machine
Lay it in half.
with live lobsters, like where you put coins in and you
Really?
would win a live lobster. And I was like, "This is America.
Yeah.
Welcome."
You have to put into perspective
Bones it
like the years I was going.
No, you don't
Like I was eating
No, but that's-
once a day at Wawa because that's all I could afford to eat.
That's fair.
Yeah, like I wasn't going to.
We're a
all you
touch
can eat
older than you,
seafood
probably. A little
buffet.
more
Yeah.
established, I guess.
Yeah. I think if I went back, I might partake.
Well, that was always the like. It was the dust off thing. So if you helped with dust off,
Yeah.
you got dinner that night.
You
Dust
got
off
crab
paid for
legs.
it. That
Dust
was
off
like
crab
the thing.
legs.
Yeah.
What kind of fish we got up here on the screen, John?
So the night we got
Looks like a
engaged,
batfish.
I was just like, I always ask, like, you know, I pick two things, you pick one, or hey, what's the best seafood to get here? And the guy said, oh, you should get the gold bream. This is in the southern coast of Portugal. And I order it, comes out like that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because I don't like anything with bones.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a baby with that. I don't want chicken bone. Anything.
Really?
Yeah. Nope. I want boneless,
Pussy.
lazy. Yeah, no, I'm a huge
When
pussy.
you
It's
get
true.
chicken wings, you get them bone in, right?
No, I got wings because I'm an adult. Yeah. I got wings because I'm an adult.
No, I don't want to deal with bones,
I
especially
ate
with fish.
30
He
wings the other
openly
night.
admits it, though. I'm a baby.
Yeah, no, I know. I 100%.
He says it,
If-
which
if-
hurts me because I just want to shit on him.
Well, no, if I'm like at a function where there's a plate of chicken wings, like I'll eat a couple. But like if I'm at a restaurant, I'm not ordering that.
And
way.
he's like, my hands,
Yeah.
sucky.
Yeah. But this came out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I had one bite of it. I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with this. Like, these little, yeah.
He just took the plate, smacked it.
It was $47 on the tray.
The fucking bones in this thing, they're literally like little sewing needles just
Yeah, but
sticking
they'll
out of
flake
it.
right
Yeah.
off.
Teeny tiny bones.
Yeah.
Like if I catch
John just takes a bite. His mouth looks like a porcupine from the inside out.
So
Yeah.
and cook it. I don't like filleting. It's kind of a bitch. Like
Yeah.
it's not big enough to really fillet. So we used to cut the head, cut the tail, gut it out, throw it on the grill, tinfoil, whatever,
yeah.
and it would just flake right off.
So Cassie ended up
Yeah.
eating this
Yeah.
because that's like she grew up like her Portuguese relatives
Yeah.
cooking shit like this in the yard.
Crazy
My
salted
grandparents would be
cod.
cooking,
The pirates.
Yeah, sardines.
Where did
Yeah.
we go? We went somewhere in the Amalfi Coast and you got
Flounder.
a fish.
Just a whole ass fish.
No, I think it was like the body. It didn't have the head or the
Oh,
tail.
yeah, it was some restaurant on Amalfi Coast.
Yeah, somewhere like that. It was
Please don't judge. Please don't judge fish by John's cooking, Cassie. Don't forget he loves fish.
This
And
was
ha-
good. This was
With
a,
half a slice of
Fucking
cheese.
motherfucker.
Yeah, he's covered it up. He doesn't want to hear it.
that was
Yeah.
grouper and prawns. That was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was really.
I
good.
try shrimp. Don't like that.
You don't like
try that
shrimp
again.
either?
You can try that again.
Yeah, it's time to try shrimp
Maybe
again.
you don't like shrimp cocktail, but maybe you would.
I don't like shrimp
definitely don't
cocktail
like
either.
shrimp
I don't like
cocktail.
shrimp
You would like
I don't want
cooked
cold shrimp.
No.
like shrimp scampi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
scampi
good.
is
Little
good.
Coconut shrimps. Those are good.
I think I'm done for this year.
The like bang bang shrimps with the sauce.
I think I'm done
Hey,
for
whatever
this year.
you do, don't get anything fried.
That's the thing. The
the
smell
only way I'll
of like
eat
a
it.
No,
fried,
well,
the smell of a fried like seafood, it makes me want to throw up.
Oh well, that's good, but otherwise you're losing anything like what you would think you may like. Like
Yeah.
you might eat a fried and be like, "Oh, that's good." No, of course it's good. It's
it's
fucking
fried.
fried and shit.
No, because what did I just try?
Well,
What
no,
I just-
that's what it is. I
Yeah.
won't eat any
a
fried
clam
fish.
cake. I just had a clam cake.
Yeah.
I hated that as well.
Really?
That's just
Yeah.
a ball of
He
bread.
didn't even
Yeah,
get
that's-
he didn't even get a bite that had clam in
Nah,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she snuck me one.
No, she didn't.
Who's she?
Chuck's wife. Oh, I didn't even say this. So the reason why I knew they don't export Parma hams is because I was trying to buy Chuck a Parma ham for his 40th birthday.
What a guy.
Yeah, we did a lot.
But
of,
they were
we
like,
really
we
tried.
don't,
Yeah.
we can't ship one out of here. You can't export
Yeah.
one.
How much
Black
money is it
market?
gonna
I feel like
take?
There's got to be a
It
black
sounds like
market.
you need to go to the Italian corner and
But
make a
that's
deal.
just scary.
There's
right?
4 or 5 producers in Parma that do export.
Oh yeah, we got. It's 5 days from birthday month.
Yeah.
Everybody on Revival's birthday is in October.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Really?
Yep.
Like the 4th, the 10th, the 14th, and the 24th
Wow.
or something like that. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Everyone in Revival.
So the 4 or 5 places that do export to the United States are a completely different looking facility. They're like white glove, like completely like surgical. So
Yeah,
very
the
different.
No
bacteria
flavor.
thing.
No
Yeah.
flavor,
It's different.
but they are allowed to export to the United States because they allow the FDA to come in and dictate to them
wow.
how their facility needs to be, and that's it.
And
Wow.
the real Italians like don't give a fuck.
And yeah,
Right,
they-
right.
Like, yeah, we want to dip our hairy arms in
Hairy
this
cheese.
cheese.
yeah. So, thank you guys
Crazy.
for having us.
Dude, thank you.
Catherine, how was
It
your
was
first
so
podcast?
much.
fun. It was so fun.
This was your first
Awesome. This is
podcast?
it?
third podcast
Really?
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my debut.
Yep.
You never came on the other one and talk about cars?
Never.
Wow.
We should do this again sometime.
Yeah, it was
Definitely
really
not.
fun.
Well, we
Yeah.
got to hear about France. So we'll
Yeah,
have
we'll
to-
do a
God,
France
yeah.
episode.
Yeah. We can
Because I don't know
definitely.
anything about France. so-
No,
We didn't
haven't
either.
been
I will
there
say,
yet.
France blew me the fuck away.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, we
'Cause
went
that's-
to
that's a-
France knowing
I wanna
nothing,
go.
and everyone telling
we
us
should just
that
set
like
the date now.
France people
I
are
went-
nice.
yeah.
It's blah, whatever. We went in there. We both loved it.
I went in
No
there with such
expectations.
like
that was your first time. in
Wow.
France?
Yeah.
First time ever in France. Yeah,
blew us away.
Yeah.
Also, the food's unreal. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, we need to go.
food's better in Italy.
Also did
Yeah.
it's better in Italy. But
Hey, John,
so
you
good.
got chapstick?
No.
You don't have any on you?
I quit.
You quit?
I quit chapstick. I told you this.
It's not ecstasy, dude. It's not
How do you-
It's not heroin. What do you mean you quit?
How do you quit chapstick?
It's a
So
long
this is his
story.
wife. This is the bougiest
It's a
fucking
long
chapstick
fucking story.
seen in my life.
I honestly
it's
thought it was
close-
a vape this entire
It's
time.
almost close to a vape.
I
Right?
thought
So
it was a
what-
baby deodorant.
I said,
I thought it was a baby deodorant too. Actually,
I thought it was a
It's
baby
shaped like a
deodorant.
deodorant.
It's chapstick.
That's what I think. I'm not
also,
gonna.
if you
I
think
said-
that's a bougie chapstick,
this
I don't
was
want to show
late
you
night. So
mine.
what the fuck is it? She's like, it's chapstick.
I'm not gonna.
I'm like,
I saw it and I was like, maybe she's doing yoga all day. I'm not gonna judge her.
No. Do we want to go down this road right now?
The chapstick road?
Yeah.
I mean, how long's the road? We got bougie chapstick, and I was curious what you carried.
I don't
But
carry any
Since
chapstick.
he's quit, he's gone to meetings. He's done good. So I'm proud of your progress, John. When do you get a chip? You get a chip?
Have you checked in with your sponsor? What step are you on?
Yeah, what?
Have you made amends?
You say you with your men's face.
I had been chasing this. You know how we were talking about
dragon?
earlier?
Fuck.
You know, your tastes change, just
Yeah.
like your allergies change. I developed this contact allergy recently.
Oh, shit,
Within
that's
the
true.
last like 2 years, and more things have caused this crazy contact allergy with my lips specifically. And my lips get swollen and
Stop putting
tingly.
weird shit in
I
your
remember
mouth.
this.
No, and it's like after I like first for a while it was like, oh my god, it's IPA, and it's like, no, it's not that. Then it's like,
God.
is it Thai food? Is it spicy food? And then
Poor
it's like,
thing.
and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop using chapstick because then I get to the point where my lips are irritated, so I was using so much chapstick.
It's just
What kind were you using?
I tried 4 different kinds. The last one I used was just like Aquaphor.
But the Aquaphor has
Lanolin.
an ingredient called lanolin that a lot of people are allergic to. And it's
Ah.
found in
She's a
tons of
dermatology nurse,
cosmetics.
so she knows this.
So I told him, just Vaseline if your lips get irritated and you
Yeah.
need something.
But then there's Booge Town chapstick.
That's
Or
all
just
natural.
nature.
That has like
Just your
coconut
body
oil
fixes
in
it.
Yeah, but anyway, I've quit chapstick and I've been better than ever.
That is wild.
Yeah.
What an
Didn't
insane thing
happen
to
the
say.
other
I
day.
That's
quit
just how he
chapstick.
says it, right? I remember him telling me this, I think, last week or the week before.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
spicy food did get me a little irritated the other day, but not as bad as it was when it was bad before.
If you're
Now, I
drinking or eating spicy foods, your lips almost always get irritated. And I don't know if it's just because like you're licking your lips more.
He's like,
Maybe.
I don't know. But there's something going on.
Yeah, something.
Weird.
But yeah, it was bad when I was addicted to the chapstick. I'm off the
Do you
sauce
have-
now.
how long you been off? I can't believe I'm going down this road with this
Yeah.
clown. What, like, how long you not been using chapstick? You know, forget it.
Like
Let's-
6 weeks.
Just forget it.
6 weeks. Good.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Good. Good.
He got
You're
his
such
first
a
chip.
positive soul.
2 months
Hey,
chip is
what a
almost
guy.
here.
Positive reinforcement.
I mean, I'm like, I just can't even.
I don't want him to relapse.
We all love John the way he is.
Yeah, I don't want him to relapse. Positive
We
reinforcement.
don't want to lose him.
Hey, I'm happy for you, bud.
Thank you. I feel
Thank you
good.
for having us.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely do this again sometime.
Yeah,
Definitely.
For sure.
Yep.
we come
Awesome.
in, yap about France.
Yeah,
Whatever,
for
whatever.
sure.
You guys just
We'll
want
make
to talk
charcuterie
about?
next time.
Just say, just
Yeah,
come
we'll
on.
make charcuterie next time for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
We-
sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cheese
yeah.
today.
Charcuterie.
Yeah, we can
all
just
day.
eat here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd
Oh,
be
man.
fun.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Problem is, we're gonna have to use this shitty American cheese.
No, we'll
Right.
get the good stuff.
We'll find some good stuff.
We
they got a
smuggled-
plug.
We did smuggle
did
some
smuggle?
in.
Smuggled some back.
And we
Oh,
did meet to bring it
run.
today. And
Nice.
forgot.
Yeah, we smuggled some back. Mind you, we went to this cheese tour on like day 4 of our 3-week.
Day 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and so we
carry
had to
around
carry
the
around this-
baby.
Hold on. You guys drink all this water?
Corey did.
These are yeah.
How
this
have you
is-
not had to go to the bathroom yet?
I'm like a camel.
Holy shit!
It's like Cassie.
But only
That's
a one-humped
unbelievable.
camel in
1 in
Massachusetts.
24
No
hours.
2-humped camels, right?
1 in
That's
24
the deal.
hours. I actually am surprised I haven't had to pee yet.
Yeah.
That is a miracle.
Nursing.
Actually, you
bladder.
haven't got up at all, have you?
Nope.
He's Mr. Pee-Pee over there too.
Yeah.
He is.
If I'm in it, like if you see, actually that's fucked up. If I'm on the podcast and I like get up to go pee, I'm fucking bored. Like because my brain just isn't in it.
That's the tea.
My brain's just not in it. My
man.
brain has been fully in this the whole time, so I haven't even thought about it. You know. But like if
He's going
my-
to pee for 13 minutes after he
Yeah.
gets up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I'm like not like fully engaged, then I'm
Yeah.
like fuck, I gotta
Oh
piss.
shit! All right.
That probably maybe has to do with me a little bit because I've been way into this conversation.
Yeah, but now that we
I
talk
have-
about it, he's gonna piss like a motherfucker.
I've got like 3 empty cans over
He's
here.
not
Yeah.
doing the leg dance.
No, she
yet.
knows. She always sees it.
The leg dance, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always
Uh,
shimmying around.
I can't wait to hear about your Italian adventures.
Yes.
I hope
Yeah.
you have the most fun.
So with that said, I won't be here for 2 weeks.
Yeah, next week we're going to hear about German/adventures with Moritz.
Yeah, another
really?
Him
Euro
and his wife
adventure.
went to Germany
Yeah.
for like 2.5 weeks with the kids and did a camping tour.
You got quite the European tour going.
I know. That's what I
raining.
think. Everyone, that was
It's a
like such a
travel
cool
podcast.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, everyone we know is doing trips.
It's European tour.
Fucking raining.
Yeah, it's pouring.
Oh, it's pouring.
yeah, yeah.
The only one that
Great.
can ever hear anything when the headphones are on.
No, I can hear it. Yeah,
I can, now that you said it, I
Yeah.
can hear it.
yeah. But
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be a fun couple weeks. The guys got some stuff booked. Don't you worry. We will be here without me. They will be
And
here.
then 1 week without Ryan, it'll just be me.
And then episode 200
Is me.
is just
All
Mark.
me.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's
are you gonna
hilarious.
solo man it?
So no,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's got
I
guests.
got guests.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a
I'm
whole
hanging
thing
out-
lined
I
up.
know if
hanging
you
out.
was gonna one guy
I don't know if I could do that.
Now, what about? Are you doing the fishing episode? Is that happening?
Yeah. Me,
is that one?
Me, Matt. Fuck, not Finn. It's Tyler. Who?
That's the episode 200.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be me, Matt, Tyler, and Jared actually is going to come in.
All right. Good.
And we're just going to, we'll go off the rails about fishing and then whatever else. Because
I can't wait.
Jared's just going to needle me.
Yep.
So we already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, there's stuff in the works, and we have a couple really cool Halloween episodes booked too. We just booked at the end of the month, so be on the lookout for that.
Are you gonna have homegirl come back from the Conjuring house?
We don't have her, but I do have a friend of the show, Elena, who is the wife of Ross from Cooked Alive. She is a tour guide and topic expert on the Lizzie Borden house.
Oh,
Yep. And she will come in full Lizzie Borden tour guide outfit.
fuck off.
Yep. Yeah. So she's
Corey, you want
coming
to hang
in.
out that night too?
Yeah, she's coming in all decked out in the Lizzie
I think we're
Borden
doing it
gear.
on a Tuesday night, right?
We're gonna do it the Tuesday of Halloween week, so we have Halloween off, and she's also like big into all the local lore, haunted spots like the Ledge in Freetown Forest. She saw our pictures of that and commented on it. So
I can't wait for that.
So yeah,
That's
we're going to
exciting.
talk a lot about local haunts. And on that topic, last thing, our friends in Soul Seekers that have been on the show numerous times, they put out an episode on the Oliver Estate, which is in Middleborough, the second largest town in the state of Massachusetts. And it's an awesome episode. If you haven't watched it yet, hop on the Soul Seekers Paranormal New England YouTube channel and check it out. They did a great job. I'm stoked for their relaunch of their series.
I have not watched it yet. I
John.
gotta get on that.
Definitely check it out.
How many acres is Middleborough?
I don't know.
Wow.
That
Do you know?
many?
Yeah, it's like 200 something.
Oh, cool. Okay.
200 acres.
Yeah.
It's the second
being
largest.
serious.
Plymouth is the only larger one. I don't.
Plymouth
know
is
the acreage.
larger.
So the
Plymouth
reason
is
we looked
larger,
this up, we just looked
land-wise.
this up the other day, and we were watching Yellowstone, and someone says, "Oh yeah, each pasture is 10,000 acres." Mm-hmm. And Kat's like, "How big's fucking Middleborough?" And she's like, "Only 200 acres." She's like, "Holy shit!"
Yep. Plymouth
Yeah, it's
is
crazy.
bigger, but not by much.
Wasn't even close.
So there's 50 Middleboroughs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
It's a lot of Middleboroughs.
wild.
What a world we live in.
Acres or hectares? Because I have 2 acres in Westport, and
Yeah.
Westport's bigger than 200 acres.
No,
I don't know.
no button. You mean button down thumbs? It's button down, denim down. I got jeans on.
What?
Thumbs forward.
Hey,
Out in
Marcus
California,
had a
checking in
stroke.
late, right at the end of the show.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're gonna let our guests get home. We're gonna get home. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.